Let's jump into Hands of Necromancy. I'm excited to play this because I really enjoyed the first game. And look at this, right from the get-go, we get to choose between the Necromancer class or the Witch class. And of course, you know, we spent so much time with the Necromancer class in Hands of Necromancy 1. You know, let's mix it up and let's start with the Witch. How's that sound? Something a little different. And we'll, of course, do the tutorial, I suppose. There's 3 episodes, no expansions yet, at least. I don't think this game is in early access. I think this game is done. Yeah, it's not early access, but it did come out only recently. It came out it like released in September. So yeah, so it's a pretty recently in the grand scheme of things. Okay, yeah, we should be good. And yeah, let's do the tutorial, although I don't know if we really need to. We'll do experience, because I'm an experienced individual. This looks familiar. So we of course know the basic gist here. I might turn the mouse sensitivity down, maybe just a little bit. Just a smidge. Mouse options. Horizontal in particular just goes down a smidge. Actually, yeah, vertical could also stand and go down a little bit. This is the most exciting part of any new game you're playing for the first time, is putzing with menu shenanigans. That's pretty cool. So sure enough, we have the standard primary fire and then secondary fire. And I was looking at this earlier. There isn't like a tertiary fire, is there? I want to do one more. Oh, here we go. Yeah, quick attack, but only for transformations. There we go. That's what I was looking for. Didn't see the action menu or in the weapons menu. I thought I'd see it there, but regardless, we got it now. So it's the language then. Yeah. So Android Studio, very nice. Has a built-in emulator, which is nifty. Also, I lowered the mouse sensitivity by like half of a point, and it was too much. Let's go to like 1.8. That's pretty good. This feels natural. Oh, natural. So this water's not very deep. Now we're not like a Wicked Witch of the West kind of witch. We're not. If we touch water, we don't just start melting instantly, which is good. Use key, of course. And of course, it's a little bit dark. No surprise here. Oop. That's interesting. It like, oh, that's what it's doing. It's holding you in place when it points out something, so it's like forcing you to read it. Because there were times where it's like, man, I'm like standing still very suddenly. What's happening? It's because the tutorial is trying to like encourage you to look at things. Yeah, store in your inventory for future use. Right. But I don't want to drink it now. There we go. Yeah, it's like I want to save it. Some objects are breakable. Oh, cool. Because in the first game, you could break some items, but they would rarely have something for you. Rarely would they ever contain anything. Boop. This is all nice and familiar. So we can cycle through stuff, right? And they tell you invisibility, defense, that's nice. Because so many times I was wondering, like, fuck, what does this thing do in the first game? We would pick up something like one of the... Well, it was fairly easy to figure out what the skull did. Like, it was pretty obvious. But yeah, this gives you invisibility. Not invincibility, invisibility. So it can open chests. That gives you a big hand of necromancy for reviving, I guess, a bunch of enemies. Big hand. And then here we go. Here's the first of the transformations that we'll ever get to see, in the tutorial at least. So not a serpent anymore, now we're a spoodler. Look at that, we're a little spoodler friend. There we go. We got Blackbird. What's up, Blackbird? So that's to throw a spider web? Oh, I see it. Yeah. We're like puffing it out, and then we got the bite. And then the ult fire. Plants. Oh, it creates some spider babies that don't last very long. Are they like little spider mines, or do they walk towards bad guys? And then there's this, the Wolf Ogre, which is the second transformation. For this one. You can bash through shit, break cracked walls, slash, and then go berserk. There we go. What's the berserk option? Oh, you get the Bloodlust, which probably makes you do more damage. Burning Skeleton, immune to acid and lava. Hell yeah. Flame Burst, Flame Wall, and concussive explosions. Sounds amazing. I want all of it, please. Burning skeleton. I've always wanted to be a skeleton that's on fire. This is what I've always wanted in life. If that's wrong, I don't want to be right. And then last one's the wyvern, right? The giant bat in this case, right? Yeah, these are all different from the necromancer transformations from the first game, but they're similar enough. There's some commonality here. You can see through walls with echolocation. That's cool. But only some walls, I guess. Well, anyway, that's pretty sweet.
This promises to be fun.
So this is the proper intro. Here we go. We get some voice acting. Not like a ton of it, but some voice acting to be dangerous. Let's go, and like Elgaso was saying, yeah, let's go ahead and lower the sound maybe a little bit more. And the music probably should go down a little bit more too. I think that's probably pretty good. No melee weapon to speak of, by the way. Oh, that's not true. We have a magical dagger. We can absorb life. Ouch. Oh, I'm pressing 2. Oh, you need the energy to absorb the life, right. Yeah. Need the energy to absorb life, so I can't do that shit. We need the dagger energy, much like how we had the magic sword in Hands of Necromancy 1. We needed the sword energy to just do more damage. And also to reflect projectiles, to deflect things. So we do have the alternate fire, which does like a cool spread shot, like this. Which does kill pretty darn well, but uses quite a bit of the juice. Also, I should be using the dagger to break open these things. Can't break everything. That's a nice little feature, being able to break stuff open to find extra trinkets. It's gonna come in real handy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hits to kill one of those guys. And of course, oh, with the dagger that is, I'm at full health, so absorbing life with the dagger probably wouldn't make a lot of sense. Hankies. So I can't break those up, and I'm not going to grab that just yet. Yeah, can't break these things. So not all objects are destructible. No surprise there. Wait, that's not true. I do have plenty of room for this one. And already, I mean, you can definitely see this very much looks and feels and plays like the first game. Not that that's a bad thing. I'm glad it looks and feels and plays like the first game. I mean, the visuals are already a step up. Whoa! Step up in like overall quality. Oh, over here. Just feel like the fidelity is a little bit higher. The colors pop a little bit more, which is nice. The first game, I think, looked fine. I think the first game looked fine, but I really enjoy not having to squint as much. And I mean, maybe there will be some dark levels in this game, but in the first game, there were several levels where I was like, man, I'm having to like, you know, turn the brightness up a bit more than I would rather. There's the first transformation, by the way. Turn the brightness up more than I would rather, because like it was really squinto vision sometimes. Especially with like a color palette that was a little bit more focused on browns and grays, which is, oh, I got poisoned. Which is like not the least appropriate thing in the world, given that, you know, this is like supposed to be like dingy dungeons and shit. It doesn't really make sense to have bright, colorful, fun things in a game like this. Another Spodler. So I keep getting hit by poison. I hate mess with poison projectiles. Now, I'm not gonna assume that. I like that there's like calcified humans out here. They got the first transformation, the Spodler transformation, which is always cool. Now, if I had to guess, that's probably fairly akin to the serpent transformation in the first game, where it's like quick and you can fire and like attack quickly, but it's not the best for firepower necessarily. Not the best for, like, you know, for hurting bad guys super well. I mean, it's probably good if you're out of ammo for other things, but I don't know if I would use it as a primary attack vehicle. What I will do is maybe try to slurp some health. And suck. Give them the suck of some health. Also, I bet there's like some secrets we can find. Looking around here now. Yeah, very much. It is very much a Doom-like. Yeah, that is absolutely by intention, bro. Because this game, I would say that like there's a number of ways to call it. Calling it a Doom-like, I think, is perfectly valid. I think Doom-like is a valid Not getting a ton of life per hit, but it's enough to be dangerous. It took a lot of hits to go down, goddamn. But yeah, calling it a Doom-like is not incorrect, but the official term that a lot of us like to use kind of calls back to those games I was talking about earlier, Heretic and Hexen, because those games, Heretic in particular, came out like only a few years after the first Doom. Heretic came out in like the late 90s, I think. And I guess Hexen was like maybe like late 90s. I think Heretic was like 96. So Heretic was like really early in the grand scheme of things. And Heretic was basically Doom, but Dungeons and Dragons. Basically Doom, but Dungeons and Dragons themed, so instead of shotguns and rocket launchers, you had magic spells and swords and crossbows and fireball staffs and that kind of thing. And it was awesome. It's a really cool game. And Hexen came out some years later, which was kind of more or less a sequel to Heretic, which kind of brought that idea further by introducing hub worlds and interlocked levels where you'd have to go to a world kind of like this. Actually, there's like a key that we need that maybe it's in this level, maybe it's not, but there, like in Hexen, you would find keys that, or I'm sorry, you would find doors that could only be unlocked by pressing a switch in another level or finding a key in another level. And there were different classes you could choose and different different like specializations you could kind of focus on. So it kind of became a little bit more elaborate with what they allowed you to do. This requires the snake key. This looks to be some kind of hub world that we're in right now, most likely. This level here. So anyway, yeah. So like Heretic and Hexen, those were like let's kind of set the stage for more, yeah, like the Dungeons and Dragons kind of like fantasy oriented instead of sci-fi horror. And this game is like very clearly harkening back to, oh, I remember these guys. Remember these guys real well. Yep. Yeah, harkening back to the good old days of Hexen and Heretic. Also, if you hold it, that's kind of cool. If you stab and hold, it will suck the health. Pretty nifty. Lots of the hands items up here. Yeah, it's like Doom D&D. Doomgens and Dragons. Nailed it. So we can swim through here, but there's probably not much to see. I'm guessing the spider does not have infinite water breathing. That was one really nice thing about the serpent transformation in Hands of Necromancy 1. The serpent transformation had infinite water breathing, which was kind of necessary in a couple parts of the game. It was mandatory. Doesn't instant kill one of those guys. I'm kind of curious, if you stab with the magic dagger with just the standard attack, does that use the magic dagger ammo? I wonder. Or if that's only for the alt fire. I wonder how that's gonna work. So once again, yeah, I can't go through here just yet, but soon. Looks like it does not. But it does kind of chainsaw them to death. Like that guy died real quick once we used that alt fire on that guy. So it's a pretty decently powerful melee weapon as far as that goes. Red potion, which is nice. And for any like little hidden areas, especially now that we have the spider transformation, we can crawl through those small little crawl spaces, which is nice. Amulet of Death, which kills enemies, and also large magical dagger ammo. Amulet of Death, that sounds badass. Guess it's like you press the button, you press the kill button, and it makes the bad guys go away. They take up, maybe all the bad guys like in your vicinity take a forever nap. Although I'm sure bosses and like extra strong bad guys are immune. So you know how that goes. Usually we reserve the veto privileges for like extra strong bad guys. Was I just over here earlier? How did I miss this guy? Maybe he was on the roof and he jumped down. And of course we playing as a lady now. You're gonna hear, like, instead of the from the first game, Playing as a witch. Hands of Witchcraft instead of Necromancy. So so that's where we came from. I didn't loot all this. Looks like we are full on the magic dagger ammo. This looks encouraging. Hearing some monster noises. Shovel. Shovel. Anything else around here before I begin to commit to this? I think this is it. A little bit hard to see through all this. I see the snaky boys. They explode instantly with one of the fireball castings. So I think the snake killed him because he died before my projectile could reach him. Accidental friendly fire. I don't think this game has infighting. I don't know if we ever saw in the first game bad guys intentionally fighting each other, but we definitely saw them accidentally kill each other. So we would see like accidental friendly fire. So we got extra life, which is nice. I'm not surprised we're finding one of these so early. That's a pretty powerful item that in the first game we didn't ever find until pretty late in. Finding one of those in the first level, a little bit surprising. Here we go. This looks encouraging. And that would actually be enough for a one-shot. It looks like a dice. Makes me happy. So sure enough, spider mode. Spider mode engage. And here's the first key. Skull key. So we don't have to go to a separate level to get the skull key. We just spider walk around them. And we saw the spider door. Is that right? Is that the serpent key? That's the snake key. That's the snake key. We're looking for, I think, was up here. This was the skull key. There we go. And do that spread shot if I can help it. It's a cool attack, but it uses quite a lot of the juice. In fact, we're kind of eating through a lot of this projectile. It'd be one thing if we had other projectile weapons. We only have the one. I'm sure we'll eventually get more, but for now... Stab, stab, stab. Yeah, it uses a lot of the juice, but it's pretty nice. And it's doubly nice because it occurs to me that it kind of makes it more sustainable as a melee weapon. You can just like slurp health out. And when bad guys are hitting you with melee attacks, you can just slurp them of their life force while you're damaging them. So suddenly, like the melee approach is a little bit more like doable now. Whereas in the first game, you had to be real careful when you busted out the magic sword because it would do pretty good damage, but there's a risk rewards to it. This feels less risky. I cannot desecrate any graves. That's a little bit disappointing. Yeah, I'm purporting to be a witch, but I can't desecrate any graves. But we're a witch, not a necromancer. And, you know, you can play as either class, I'm sure. I'm assuming it's the same adventure, although it'd be kind of interesting if they did have unique levels. It was not the same levels, like, between the two classes. That'd be kind of cool. Also, I like how well animated the transformations are. We saw the fire skeleton earlier. Oh, shit. We saw the fire skeleton earlier. We saw the werewolf, the wolf man. A bit hard to see. What, like, I know I'm fighting spiders, and I know they're shooting shit at me too. Even as a spider, their attacks do poison me. Even in spider form, you think we'd be immune to their own juice. Immune to the sauce. Oh, jeez, whole bunch of them. The secret is revealed, although it's a pretty not well-kept secret. Not the most well-hidden. Put for melee. Bite, bite, bite. Yeah, I got his ass. Can I climb up the wall as a spider? No, I cannot. Several health potions, several hands of necromancy items, an extra torch for good measure. You're in good shape. We got the serpent key. You just scurry and skittle about. And since I did take some hits, I will grab that last health potion. Of course, like Crow pointed out, yeah, the movement, the fast movement in games like this is always satisfying. I can't open these doors. Probably other switches somewhere. And actually, maybe I should run upstairs really quick there. We were kind of exploring the rooftops for just a moment there. Could always be more things to see up here, for one thing. Or more treasures and trinkets. See stuff over there. Can't quite make that jump, though. Could jump over into the fire. That probably wouldn't be a good idea. Jump onto this thing. Anything there? Yeah, so I'm like, don't really see any obvious secrets, although the crows are very ominous. Whoa. There's a snake in the water. Not quite the same as a snake in the grass. Multiple serpents in the water. For a minute there, I thought it was the water that damaged me, and I was joking earlier how, you know, we're not a Wicked Witch of the West, we can go through water just fine, but for a moment there, I was like, shit, maybe the water did damage me, what the hell? Got a switch. Go up the spider walls, yeah, exactly, yeah, that's what spiders can do, or at least when there's spider webs. Because there was the environment, that's what caught my eye, I saw the environmental spider web, I was like, ooh man, that's my shit right there. So that's my shit. Ouch. Dab. Dab and also get health. It's very effective. It's very effective. I love it. But it's just there for show. So our second weapon is a Staff of Ice. Ice stalagmites and shattering crystal. Guessing this probably has like a bit of splash damage like the first game's ice weapon did. Oops. Ah. You sound so disappointed, taking full damage. Fell down. I fell down. No, I'm a dumbass. Let's get back to the main area. Lux fell down the hole. It looks very pretty. It's very pretty. I like this a lot. The visuals for this weapon are like really, really nice. A big hand. Thought maybe that would spawn more bad guys, but nope. And they've really upped the ante with just the general presentation and the visuals in particular. I never felt that the first game looked bad, but the second game, this one looks like it's a very nice step up. Looks like it one-shots these guys, which is pretty impressive. That's more of an area, like an immediate area of effect kind of thing. Oh, it doesn't always one-shot. Actually, no, it does always one-shot. Yeah, never mind, I'm full shit. Amazing. Oh, shit. Now, the stalactites are still there. Will they... Huh, I wonder what they do. Oh, they did damage their buddy, by the way. So I threw them down. I'm not sure what they do, though. Whoops, I fell down again. Time to suck some health out of these guys. Like in the new Beetlejuice movie. She's a real soul sucker, you could say that again. Yes, I'm not sure why I understand what the stalagmites do. I actually would rather they were stalactites so they could fall down on the bad guys. They eventually do melt, though. They eventually dissipate. It seems like maybe they only do damage when they first approach. Maybe that's the thing. Maybe the flying guys are immune. That would actually make the most sense. Flying guys are probably immune to them, so probably only for ground types. Ground enemies. Ground types. Sounds like I'm talking about Pokemon. So this completes the first level, I do believe. We of course saw there was a number of little areas we couldn't quite get to. Secrets we couldn't find, or doors we couldn't open. So we got 1/3 of the secrets. Not the bestest, but not the worstest. There's no way this is going to be a 100% playthrough, obviously. And sure enough, it's just like Ace said, this game is much more linear, which is kind of nice. So more straightforward levels. Obviously, you have to find like keys to open areas, but there's no like gigantic hubs, which I kind of appreciate the more kind of simplified approach. Yeah, spiders can climb walls. You're right. You're absolutely right, Crow. Yeah. Yeah, they're very adept at climbing. I think it's probably hard to design for. I think it'd be hard to design a game like this. Oh, cutscene.
So, the monsters are back. It seems like this necromancer did a
Very cool.
to solve the problem. I
Are
will
we gonna team
have
up?
to deal with them myself. I haven't fought any monsters in a long time.
Is it a
It
team up or is it
should
a
be fun
rivalry?
time. There are so many monsters. This should be fun. I have a lot of magical tricks up my sleeve. And
Yeah, maybe it'll be a rivalry
fun to
situation.
put them to use again.
Maybe the necromancer will be
Now
the
it's time
final
to
boss.
show them once again who the master here is. I will destroy them all.
Was not expecting a cinematic, but a nice surprise indeed. Let us continue. But yeah, just like Crow was saying, yeah, spiders obviously are like very, very adept at climbing all kinds of surfaces you wouldn't expect them to be able to climb very easily, and yet they find their ways. I imagine it'd be kind of tricky to design a game like this, such that like if you were to allow spiders to climb, you know, maybe that'd be it. Maybe like you have to like limit it to only a certain kind of wall, because if they could climb any wall, like, oh man, that opens up all kinds of Pandora's box when it comes to like, you know, any secret would be easily reachable. Like, you know, you don't make it too simple, obviously. So I imagine that's probably a tricky thing to keep balanced. I have a ton of ammo for that guy, so we'll just rely more on the bracelet. Not breath of fire. Bracelet of fire. We did just get a bunch of ammo. We got Iggle Wiggles. What's up, Iggle Wiggles? They don't make webs. They can climb walls and ceilings. Yep. Huntsman spiders. It's like their name would imply. They're pretty adept hunters, for sure. Like something down there. I can kind of see. Because it doesn't... The floor's not flush with the wall. Bird-eating spiders. I've heard about bird-eating spiders. I don't think I've ever seen one in person, and I don't know if I'm gonna rush out and force that upon myself. I don't know if that's something I need to see necessarily. You can hit me, but I'm having a hard time hitting you from down there, bro. Right, let's stop this. I'm only gonna injure myself further. I wonder if this is a switch to move this thing, or if we need to get another transformation to crack the thing open. Also, can I break the ice with my magical dagger? Probably not. Yeah, I would limit myself. Even then, I'm not sure I'd go for it. But yes, if nothing else, there's pictures of that on the internet. I need to see that in person. I don't know if I want to go out of my way to see even pictures on the internet. I'm like mildly arachnophobic, so it creeps me out a little bit. I've never had a game really like do spiders in a way that like was off-putting. Giant fucking boulder who just killed spider. Pretty based, if you ask me. Was that a sentient boulder? Surely it wasn't. Surely it was an environmental one. Wait, he seems to be bouncing around randomly, and yet I'm not so sure. What the hell? It's so random. Are you a sentient thing? Oh. A random werewolf. I think it was a sentient thing. Maybe that was his like... That's like a transformation he has? I don't know. I'm not sure what that was, but that was very, very silly. Bouncing around. But no, I've never... I don't think I've had like a video game use spiders in such a way where I was like, oh shit, like where it like really scared me. Movies and TV and like YouTube videos, it's like a little bit closer being like, oh, heebie-jeebies, but not too bad. But in person for sure, it's like, oh, don't like that. Rain does the unhappy. Don't like that a lot. Like that at all. Got the yellow chest. Or not the yellow chest, yellow potion. Within the chest. The iron key. The Goliath bird eaters? Oh boy. Yeah, because they're probably extremely large. Large and in charge. Anywhere else we can go? I guess we just drop down. Look at this guy. I'm guessing there'll be another way to get back up then, because this seems to be a bit of a broken bridge. Let's do a little save. I haven't been saving. Let's get a new save. It's my name. That's me. There's these guys who were trying to take pisses on us earlier. It seems like it does more damage if you launch that further back, which is kind of surprising. Yeah, it seems like it one-shots, whereas you would think that the shots are more concentrated if you launch that up close. But yeah, if it's further back, it seems like it does a lot more damage. Maybe not all the projectiles are spawning at the start, but yet it does halt the attack if it hits a bad guy right at the start. So it seems a little bit odd that you're kind of encouraged. Oh, here we go. He's like, you get back up. You're kind of encouraged to to like kind of hit that from a distance, which is a little bit surprising. Now, what is this? It's a new weapon, I think. Yeah, different vortexes. So this is akin to the wind spell, the first game, I bet. Spider transformation again, if we didn't have it the first time. Pretty similar. Ooh, it's real powerful, real strong, and it's more of like a hit scan instead of like casting it and it like travels. Which on the one hand, it was really cool with the fact that it would kind of drag enemies along with it was really powerful. This is also quite cool. I like that a lot. We have to jump down. Do spiders traverse the purple for free? Does that not hurt them? Oh, no, but it very much hurts them. Oh, shit. Okay, it's a good thing I had that extra life then. And of course, gives you night vision for a little bit, which is pretty helpful too. This guy, of course, he's immune to the acid, because of course he is. Interesting we're seeing the purple acid because we saw something very much like this. Actually, really exactly like this in the first game, in the final act, because they had to warn us, the purple stuff, nobody's immune to it. Everybody gets damaged by the purple stuff. Oh, a fucking giant boulder just took that guy out. Using that ability seems way more cost-effective because it takes like several shots. But yeah, look at that. The fact that it only doesn't kill from the get-go is very strange to me. Look at this little guy. Bouncing around, shaking the earth. That's so hard to see. Did the acid get, or did the fire get him? I guess the fire probably eventually took him out. Here's the other platform we saw earlier, so that's another way up. There we go. This requires the wind key, so we need 2 keys to continue. Not a huge surprise. Take a look what's down here. Yeah, the bird-eating spiders. There's also bird-eating crabs. I did not know there were bird-eating crabs. Good lord. There is an arachnophobia mode in Black Ops 6. Like little floating worms. You know what, Eggo Wiggles? I did forget one thing. We talked about this not too long ago. Grounded. Grounded actually does a pretty good job with the spiders. They're not that scary, but they do give me it is one of those where like you see the spiders and it's like, oh, that, like I don't know if I like that. Like it's a little bit off-putting for sure. So what's that icon? The icon caught my eye. It's like fire. Oh, maybe there's like a fireball spell you can use to destroy those things, those pieces of the wall. But Grounded did a pretty good job with the spiders. And yeah, I remember the first time you see those wolf spiders, or or the Black Widow for the matter. You see the Black Widow for the first time. It's like, oh yeah, it's like my brain does that thing where it's like, I don't like this. I do not love this. Is this a red potion? It looks purple. I definitely have health. Maybe is it red? It's not red. Whatever it is, I cannot pick it up. Maybe it is... Huh, yeah, wonder why I cannot pick this up. For one reason or another, let's continue. See, I think there's probably more on the other side, maybe. Here we go. Here's one of the first keys. Is this the wind key? This is the iron key, so we gotta go back. But anyway, yeah, no, I was really impressed. But like once you get used to it, it's really not like too off-putting. I didn't think it didn't really bother me too much. But that being said, what I really did enjoy about Grounded and the way they did their spiders was the way they did their arachnophobia options. Because in a similar sense, there was an arachnophobia mode that would allow you to... Let's go this way, actually. Allow you to, like, have, like, some kind of safe, kind of alternate forms for the spiders to take. And it was, instead of a yes-no checkbox mode, it was a gradient. So, like, you know, you take one tick off of a spider mode, spider scariness mode, and the arachnophobia options, and it, like, removes their fuzz. They look more, like, kind of, look more smooth. Another tick takes them down to 4 legs instead of 8. Another tick brings them to 2 legs. Another tick brings them to no legs. And then one more tick beyond that turns them into, like, floating orb worm things. Like Ogasso was saying, yeah, turn them into weird little blobs. I thought that was really creative and really funny. Coconut crabs, interesting. They've been documented to eat birds and small animals. That's wild. Says, I love a good nightmare fuel folder. Yeah, I try to not encourage myself to get nightmare fuel, but hey, not gonna judge. Yeah, I'm not gonna judge if you have if you seek out the nightmare fuel sometimes and you want a folder that has the juice. Not gonna judge. Is it like a cringe? I wouldn't call it a cringe, but definitely like a wince, where it's like, ooh, kind of like a flinch, a little bit of a flinch, and like when you first see one of the giant spiders in Grounded, and of course they're enormous, and they're a palpable threat. So there's that aspect of it too, just the fact that they're terrifying to be up against because they're so powerful and so fast, so good at making you not alive anymore. Could coconut crabs have eaten Amelia Earhart, and that's why we didn't find her body? But did they not even find the wreckage of the plane though? I guess that's the thing too. Unless they ate the plane too, which would be pretty fucking badass. We know crabs are powerful. We know that everybody evolves into crab eventually. But could they eat an airplane? I mean, I did play a lot of Fight Crab 1 and 2. I've seen other things that they're capable of. Also, I can't quite reach that. I eat birds and small animals all the time. I mean, I went to KFC a little while back. Technically, that means I ate birds. Kinda, you know, depending on like, you know, on how these things are typically defined. Chickens are literally birds, so it counts. Not exactly an apex predator, but you know what I mean. I like the idea of with the knife, you're just running forward with the knife outstretched. Just stab. Gonna do the same thing with this guy. I'll let him do his stomp. Stab, yeah. Give me your life force. Even though you're a golem or golem rather, and I don't think golems by definition have life force that can be retrieved. But hey, formalities, we'll take it. A mild, simple little formality. This is pretty dark. A hard time seeing you, bro. Probably fell down, didn't he? Yeah, he's still down there. This is the equivalent of the chainsaw. Yeah, the crabs ate the plane. That's exactly right. That's exactly right. What's up, Ace? That's right. We're trying out the witch lady. Since we played as the necromancer so much in the first game, I think we'd mix it up and try something new with the witch lady. I'm guessing they probably play fairly similar in the grand scheme of things, and also I assume it's the same levels. Regardless, I assume it's the same levels. But probably different transformations and, like, obviously different, like, voices and maybe different weapons, maybe. So I hadn't thought about that detail. There's a word for it. It's called carcinization. That's right. I'm going to start walking forward, and if you were in my way, it's your own fault. That's how it works. That is absolutely how it works. Same energy. Got the wind key, so we're all set there. Okay, now we can just jump down and continue about our business then. I'll be back in this little zone. Drop our asses down. Was this way? This one, here we go. Still no clue what this purple potion is. No idea. Do golems have a life force? Because automatons don't? I guess it depends, because, I mean, a golem is like a reconstituted, like, force of nature, right? Like just a bundle of nature. So I assume that was like... They're a construct, I guess that's the word. They're a construct. So I assume, and I thought, like, in Dungeons and Dragons rules, constructs couldn't be critted, and, like, were immune to, like, those kinds of things. Those kinds of things that relied on the presence of a life force. But it depends on, you know, a number of factors, and it depends on, you know, the rules of the universe we're in. Oh, spikes, right. Also, it's very dark. I was saying earlier how I was like, oh, and I'm assuming this is like blood poison. No, it's okay. All right, so I can go through this. But it is very dark, and I was saying how I was like, well, I hope I don't have to squint too much. There's a bit of squinting. There's a bit of squintiness. I could maybe up the gamma slightly, just a wee bit. Yeah, just a little bit of gamma. A little bit of gamma goes a long way. 0.05. Material given life, yeah. I guess that's the question, yeah. If they're a construct that wasn't alive but has been given life, yeah, does that mean they have a life force? Maybe that's the thing, like. And I guess that same kind of question could be posed to like undead, you know, zombies, skeletons, that kind of thing. Is like a magically given life force the same thing, or good enough, I guess. Something. It got me. Thought something got me. Oh, maybe I was already at 99 health. Just some blood waterfalls, you know, nothing out of the ordinary. The crystals have a nice feng shui about them. Nice chandelier. Whoa! Oh, the spikes again. God damn it. Yeah, the chandelier aesthetic is quite impressive. They're not being overly generous with ammo, I'm noticing. We've got a couple new items, new spells and weapons to try out. Yeah, you might be immune. So no, they're probably not immune. They're just harder to wrangle with these attacks. Oh god, but it damages myself really bad. Go ahead and save. I haven't been saving often enough. Good to know we can get got. Whoops. By our own spells. So don't use the tornado spell against the flying fellas. It will be a not good time. Yeah, these spikes, they're very hard to see. Too far away. It's like a guarantee. What's the large one look like? I think it's because I keep missing. It's kind of hard to use that thing, honestly. Oh, I fell down. Oh, that's fine. I thought it was a death. Thought it was a death pit. Nothing of the sorts. The other side. Did I check the other side? I probably did. Knowing me, I probably did. Wonder Woman is canonically a golem. Really? I did not know that. Is that because she was, like, brought back to life in some way? I never read the comics, nor have I watched any of the movies. The newest few, I suppose. So I've never really engaged with any of her stories. Give me your life. Give me your life force. I need it. Ouch. So I can lose it all again by the stabbies. Projectiles going every which way. A lot of fellas up top that are really hard to see. But when they attack, it makes it obvious. Is that gonna reach? Got one of them at least. Yeah, we gotta keep moving. It's a dangerous place. Oh shit. Say, just give me all that. And give me yours as well. There we go. And that's a nice thing too when you're using that little special attack. You're also stun locking them. Now I think they can still hit through it sometimes, but yeah, you're able to stun lock them and damage the shit out of them, which is really nice. Very satisfying. We don't have infinite ammo for this thing, so we gotta use it. We gotta enjoy it while we can. It delights me how effective this is. Look at that. We just went from like 30 health to full in no time at all. Very, very effective. We got Woo, by the way. It's good to see you, Woo. Are you a fan of eggnog? I'm not a huge fan myself. I'm not a huge fan of eggnog myself. Even if there was like a non-dairy option for eggnog, not a huge fan. But I don't like hate it. Like a little, like a sip or two is fine, but yeah, it's not my favoritist. But I won't knock it, especially because we're approaching the nog season. I won't knock it, and I also won't nog it. Yeah, undead is the same, just an opposite. Yeah, opposite kind of life. She was sculpted from clay by Queen Hippolyta. I did not know that. Did not know that, so she is technically a golem. How about that? More you know. Oops, wrong weapon. See, it should kill them both. And since it takes 2 fireballs to kill one of those guys, and each fireball costs 2, it's more cost effective to use the alternate fire. In that particular case, which is pretty slick. Pretty cool. Since that is a destructible ball that needs the second transformation, which I have a feeling we're probably going to find pretty soon here. We're also seeing a lot of enemy wolfmen to fight. Only appropriate thing, we would soon be getting our own wolfman option. Wolfman transformation option. Hippolyta sculpted her. There you go. It's like a, yeah, like a Pygmalion creation, right? Yeah. I said that's pretty interesting stuff. The more you know, man. Learning can be pretty cool sometimes. Only sometimes, though. Otherwise, it's terrifying. It's just talking about huntsman spiders and other similar kinds of deals. Speaking of spoilers, I think there's a spider. I vaguely see like the glow of, or the outline of a couple spoders. Several. Ouch. They do a decent bit of damage too. Oh my god, they're taking a shit on me, but they're really hard to see. Give me your juice. Oh my god, he just launched himself a billion miles away. Something up there for sure. Let's go up and fucking slurp his life force. Just give him the big stabos. Speaking of which, can I break these open? Oh god, they have spiders. Who knew that a spider egg would have spiders in it? And man, they do a lot of damage. I think the rule is they will always have spiders. They never have anything good. Always spiders. Spiders all the way down. Sometimes even the jars will have spiders. Ain't that some shit? Now I'm out of the ammo. Ouch. Out of that ammo too. Running out of ammo for everything. It's going out of style. bunch of health. It's almost like the devs knew I'd get my ass kicked in that little area. They're trying to make it up to me. Oh, little bedroom area. This is strangely cozy. Yeah, big fan of the eggnog, yeah. Yeah, some people love that shit. I can understand the draw, it's just not my thing. That's a good point. There's also like an alcoholic variant, sometimes. Oh, you can just break the armor. I think I'd be able to break that shit. Can't break the bed. Can't break everything. What about torches? Although I wouldn't want to. I definitely want to be able to see. Yeah, Chris says, all nog is good nog. Any lovin' is good lovin', all noggin is good noggin. All pee-pee is good pee-pee. All wiener is good wiener, all eggnog is good eggnog. Freaking love that TikTok video where she's like, people always want to talk about seeing boobs. I came here to see some pay-pay. Who here is gonna show me the pay-pay? Yeah, like that southern accent. All wiener is good wiener. And honestly, she's based for saying that. She's correct. She was so right. She was so real for saying that. And her friends, like, unless it's got a curve, she's like, no. All wiener's good wiener. It's all good, baby. Let's go up. So real. I keep climbing. Can we keep on going? Also, that ice shattering is still kind of loud. Sounds are going down to 20 as well. You've been demoted. The whirlwind staff. It's very good. It's kind of tricky to use, but I do like it. I think I kind of am partial to the previous game's whirlwind, but it's pretty neat. This level is not generous with the lighting. I'm 100% with you. Yeah, it's a little squinty. It's a little bit squinty. Up in the gamma helped, but it's still kind of squinty. Yeah, you like the candy corn? I don't think candy corn's terrible. It's just a little bit for me goes a long way. I don't love it, but like a little dab and I'm good. I was at a Halloween party this past weekend. There was a little candy container out, a little candy dish out that had some candy corn. I had 3 pieces of candy corn. Just little, like not even a handful, just like a couple of like fingers full of candy corn. And I am set for like at least a year or 2 on candy corn. Like I'm good. I'm good to go. All right, well, I think we are nearing the end here. However, here's the second transformation. So this is actually good to know. That means we have the first 2 transformations all set. So sure enough, we kind of play around with both of them just to make sure we've demonstrated our affinity with both of these things. Make sure that we demonstrate that we are proper gamers through and through. Transformative gamers. Let's go back to the earlier area. I think the werewolf is more combat appropriate, more battle ready. Well, the spider can throw down too when it comes down to it. Well, I say that, there's nothing to fight right here. Legs to pick up. Can I open? Can I break these things? You absolutely can. You absolutely can break these things. I can break these cuffs. There's a spider in there, goddamn. Spider on spider action. Hot spider on spider action. Melee damage does not do much, obviously. Very similar to like to Doom being a dark game. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. Although I don't know if I ever had any issues with like Doom 1 and 2. Whoa. Oh, a spooky ghost? Ghost inside of vases, of all things. Sorry, I turned into Shaggy from Scooby-Doo for a second there. But I don't remember in Doom having like a hard time seeing it. Or like it was more dark thematically. The idea of venturing into hell to, you know, fight Mega Satan is pretty cool. Pretty metal, but no, I wouldn't necessarily call it like you know, dark and like and like spooky or scary necessarily. Well, I wouldn't even call this game scary either. It is thematically and literally quite dark. Let's try out the werewolf. Werewolf ogre, not just a werewolf motherfucking ogre. Hell yeah. And you know he can break those breakable walls. He can also break the faces of his enemies. That slash attack as well. It's like a double slash. If I can get up there, it looks like there might be something up there. Maybe it's just there for show. Maybe it's just there for show. We gotta flex the ear muscles. and make up for the fact that it's kind of dark and hard to see. Let's go back and break that one destructible wall. But first, you should know there's some spiders. There we go. Although he did kind of shit my entire health bar there. Things do a lot of damage. Is it back this way? Was indeed back this way. Ka-cha! So purple gives you stamina. Oh, that's for the transformations. That's for the transformations. That makes sense. This is a powerhouse. This is a melee powerhouse. Unsurprising. Fucking decimates these nerds. I like the knockback too. The knockback is very satisfying. Just fucking knocking their dicks off. And of course, as we're using the transformation a lot, we're using that stamina, so that's where we can use these potions to get the juice back, which is pretty cool. It's a little teleport back there in case we fall down. Now, I'm curious, does that bring us back up, or does it bring us to something special? That brings us to something special. It's a good crowd clear. Yes, yes. If you use it right, it's a good crowd clear for sure. A little bit at a time, but you like some pretty much any time of the year, yeah. There's a shop that makes some year-round. That's kind of nice, actually. Yeah, I don't hate it. I know some people fucking hate candy corn. I'm just like, it's just not my favoriteest. But I would rather candy corn than like... Okay, yeah, sure enough, it's just the same thing. I would rather candy corn than like, I don't know, coconut mountains, for instance. Not a big coconut guy. So... There are things that I enjoy least even. 100% of the kills, 83% of the items, and 0 secrets like a gamer. Was that in Classic Doom? Bro talking about like, yeah, the pinky fella jumping out. Some of those guys will get your ass. Some of those guys will get your ass. You'll be just cruising along. You won't even hear them. You just turn the corner and you'll just get fucking slapped by one of those things. Especially the invisible ones. Those guys are especially mean. Especially. Also, I'm going to be in melee mode for a bit. Also, Super Potion. Super Potion, that's cool. And break those cuffs. Ooh, look at that. We're full on the ice thingy. I guess that means I need to use this more often then. Yeah, coconut meat. The coconut. I've never heard it called that. The coconut meat. Yeah, the coconut candy stuff. I don't love it. I really don't love it. I mean, same kind of thing there. You know, I'm not gonna say it's like garbage, but yeah, it's definitely not my favorite. There's not a lot of candy things I like truly dislike. Most candy things I'm like pretty much down for. Something nice and sugary. Sign my ass up. Yeah, sometimes it's like, ooh. Some things are mild deal breakers. Let's see if I can like use the spider form. Now, I'm thinking maybe the spider could squeak by these like smaller spots. Thought I was cooking. Thought I was cooking. That's fine. Some more dark areas. What an odd thing. What an odd thing for Automod to get hung up about. That's really funny. I understand why Automod got funny about that, but it's like, bro, come on. You're taking it too far, Automod. You're getting too guarded. It was kissing distance, right? Yeah, giving little smoochies, little smoochums. That's what they're good at. Yeah, German chocolate cake. Yeah, actually, Gracie made my wife made some really good German chocolate cake. A couple months ago, we went to a watch party. We went to a watch party for a show we were watching with some of our friends. We were watching the newest season of House of the Dragon, the Game of Thrones prequel, and we would every Sunday we would go to like just a casual watch party every Sunday to watch the newest episode whenever it would become available with our friends, and it was always a nice time. But on the first episode and last episode of the season, we would always do like a big party, and yeah, like a big feast. And this most recent big watch party we got to partake in which we got to partake, we got to do like some fun costumes as well. It was a really nice time. And to top it all off, Like I said, we always do like a nice big like potluck of sorts, which is always fun. Oh, you! I remember you, assholes. I remember these guys. These guys are pains in the ass to fight. Those guys are scary sometimes, the way they reflect projectiles. I had my own shit reflected back at me more times than I can count. But anyway, yeah, one of the things Gracie did, she did a really cool kind of multi-layered cake. And one of the layers was German. Oh wait, no, I'm sorry. No, the regular cake was just like standard like yellow and like chocolate cake. But then she made cupcakes, which were German chocolate cupcakes. It was very, very nice. And of course, here's the dudes that throw like the meteors at us. I like the way they get whipped around. So that attack is familiar. I was hoping to not fall down, and yet here we are. Ouch. We're seeing a lot of familiar faces. The Zombinos. Of course, the armored fellas with shields. Whoa. Again, it's really hard to see. Yeah, the way they bounce that shit around, it is not fun. He was charging at me, but I sucked him. I sucked him really good. So dark. It's so scary. It's so hard to see. Like something in there. I don't know what I'm shooting, but I'm shooting something. Something or someone. Yeah, do they give smooches or do they just eat your entire face? It is very much the latter. Very aggressive smooches. I was wondering that, Ace. I was noticing with that the last bad guy we just killed, when we hit the guy with the projectile, and he was like, "Ouch!" But then he died after the projectile ended. I wondered if it was the fragments getting him. So there is splash damage, because that was one of the nicest things about the first game's ice weapon or ice spell. Is the fact that it had kind of an intrinsic splash damage aspect to it, which I really enjoyed. So seeing like that the little ice fragments can also be dangerous is very exciting. I'm guessing these probably never have anything cool, but we'll maybe get lucky one of these days. Yeah, just say no, thank you. I do not want any more intimate experiences, please. Stalactites down, or stalagmites. I think it's damaging. It's really awkward. Yeah, Ace, maybe you know more about the ult fire for this weapon. I've tried it every so often, and I just can't get it to really tick or proc in any way that is ultimately useful. But I'm going to assume that there's probably some secret to it then. They're breakable? Oh. Like you can like shoot them afterwards? Oh, they melted obviously, but like if you like shoot them with the ice weapon or maybe a different weapon, they might pop. Oh, okay, so they have to like run into the icicles then, to the stalagmites on the ground. Does it do big damage if they walk across it after they've been placed, or do they have to be like, on the ground on the spot when it comes up? Like the spike has to like penetrate. Because if they can just walk across and get damaged by it, then I think that's pretty good. But yeah, if it is only at time of spawning, that's going to be a little bit tough, obviously. Yeah, if you also struggle with it, Ace, that makes me feel a little better. Like I'm not just a failure. Oh, something behind me? Oh, it's just... Oh, it's one of these guys. Yeah, the bats. Thought it was a wyvern at first, but no, it's a bat. Looks like a freaking Deltarune character. Or, what's the other one? Undertale character. So we found the mess hall. Look at all this. Oh, wait, no, I thought this was like a cafeteria. No, this is like a distillery, I guess. Pretty cool. We're very quickly, actually not quickly, we have indeed maxed out our Hands of Necromancy items. Which means I need to start resurrecting people. In fact, I'm going to start now by resurrecting that bat creature. Oh, unless we killed it with ice. Did I kill it with ice? I might have killed it with ice, so there's probably no corpse. Darn. It's freaking, God, it's playing Diablo 2 all over again. Playing a Necromancer character, but playing with a Frozen Orb Sorceress. And she's spawning Frozen Orb constantly and killing every bad guy possible with that ice corpse explosion animation that does not leave the corpse behind. For Necromancers, that shit is annoying AF. Annoying as AF. Well, specifically for Summon Mancers. Not as big of an issue for the heathens that did not use summons. Those godless heathens and oh, I didn't mean to hit my guy with that shit. Godless heathens in Diablo 2 that did not use Summon Mancers and used, like, I don't know, Bone Spirit Mancers, which were fine. They weren't truly godless, just they didn't know what they were missing. Summon Mancers in Diablo 2 were always funsies. Good job. Good job, team. But it bounced into another enemy. I didn't realize it hit another enemy. I just saw my projectile bounce off. Like, I didn't mean to hit my bro. I'm trying to be nice. So if they walk into one, they die, and then it explodes. Oh, that's pretty cool. So it is quite neat, but yeah, like you said, kind of clunky. Kind of clunky to utilize properly, intentionally. Clunk factor. Scoop those up because I'm already full. Yeah, the game is very much encouraging me to use my frozen spear, frozen staff thingy. It'll give me more ammo for it. Gonna try to like purge them. Oh, or that. I'll just hit him with it. Yeah. Keep trying with it, man. I keep trying it. I'm like trying to like see if I can like explode them myself, but no, you cannot, unfortunately. Diablo 2, that's right, yeah. I was just talking to a friend about Diablo 2 the other day. They were saying that they never played Diablo 1 or 2, and they were worried that the game would be like kind of hard to get into. And I was like, listen, Diablo 1 is great, but it's a pretty hard game. I think Diablo 2 is like granted. Oh, I guess I have to jump down. Yes, this is a broken bridge. Granted, with Diablo, oh, here we go. You can't fall down. With Diablo 2, it is, you know, more action-packed. Diablo 1 is a much slower game, more methodical. You have to plan your moves and like be very careful. Whereas Diablo 2 is a lot faster, just faster pace in general. But I would say generally is more newbie friendly. I mean, Diablo 2 is an old enough game where by this point, there are basically like only a handful of like truly sustainable builds that you can use all the way through hell, at least. But normal mode, you know, normal difficulty, just a casual playthrough, pretty much I think anybody can figure it out. Slapped by that fella. Here we get frozen. Oh, look at that, my guy jumped down. I'm actually really impressed he made it. I was not sure that was gonna work that way, but here we are. I'm really impressed. I wasn't sure he'd be able to figure that out, because that was one thing with the first game. The summoned lads were not always the smartest about getting back, or about like reaching bad guys after you summon them. Summon them and they just kind of fuck around and not always be the most helpful. I'm impressed. Ouch. That reach? Surely it has to, right? It didn't kill, though. I'll be damned. So it's kind of a sweet spot, then. Yeah, the crowd clear. That's right. Oh, wait, you're talking about this game. Yeah, just use the whirlwind right-click. I haven't really used the whirlwind right-click too often. Maybe next time there's an opportunity for it, we might try that. That's spooky. But they keep giving me ice ammo, and I keep feeling compelled whenever they give me ammo for something and I'm full of it. If I'm full of ammo for something, I feel compelled to use that thing. Look at the owl up there. Wait, just drops off. That opens that up. Creature on loose. Now he's pissed. Ouch. I see what you're saying though. Yeah, if you wanted to like to clear like a whole bunch of bad guys, don't bother with the right click, the alternate fire for this weapon. Go for the wind spell. That's the way to do it. That's the way you do it. Play on your guitar, on the MTV. Oh, you're not a friend. You're an evil lad. Will the icicle still get him? Snaky boy. Ladies and gentlemen, we got him. Yeah, there's always that like feeling of guilt in a game like this if I'm like seeing a weapon. Oh, here we go. This door's open now. Seeing a weapon that is, yeah, get got. Do it again. Yeah. Seeing a weapon that is full and there's like there's ammo I can't pick up for it. It's like, but I want to make sure I'm using all the stuff. I want to make sure I'm utilizing all the stuff, especially for a weapon I really enjoy using. The fire bracelet is just kind of okay, but yeah, the ice weapon is really cool. The wind weapon is really cool. We haven't found as much ammo for the wind weapon, so I think that makes me less inclined to use it for the time being. Ouch. Is there a little hovel? A hole I can dig through? Maybe there'd be like a little space, little spot. Play Diablo 2, 1 and 2, CD-ROMs, baby, that's right. At some point I want to fire up Diablo 1 again, just because I love that game so much. 2 is probably, by most measures, the better game, generally speaking. Just easier to play, it's you know, there's more versatility to it, but 1, it holds such a special place in my heart. I just love that style of... Ooh, evil staff, that's exciting. I just love that style of, like, slow and methodical and scary. You know, Diablo was a game that scared me back in the day. It's like there was just really no idea of what was around every corner, and you were not an unstoppable badass the way you are in Diablo 2. Now, granted, in the higher difficulties, you are very much forced to get good. But at least in normal mode in Diablo 2, it's really hard to bring you down. You're kind of a... Earlier when Ace was talking about like just clearing a crowd, I thought they were referring to they were referring to Diablo 2, because Diablo 2 you are clearing crowds. It's a screen clearing game, which is cool, and it, of course, kind of set the stage for just about every Diablo like after it, for better or for worse. You know, obviously Path of Exile, and of course I guess Diablo 3 even. Those kinds of games focus much more on being a cool, powerful dude or dudette, killing bad guys who doesn't afraid of anything, having amazing powers, finding great gear. The what does Elgausser call it? The loot treadmill. The loot treadmill, kind of like I don't know, just like approach to like experiencing a game where you're like, it becomes less about exploring and going on an adventure and more just killing maximum number of bad guys and farming bosses. Maybe I shouldn't say farming. Not all games are like that, but that is like more of the focus. Is like, you know, the loot gain aspect. There's something that keeps getting me. Maybe it's these guys causing a ruckus. So that's why I love Diablo 1 so much, because it's so slow and it's so scary and you have to be so careful. And it's, I guess, more akin to Baldur's Gate, the original Baldur's Gate in that sense. Requiring you to be very careful and strategic with your movements and who you engage and how you engage with your limited resources. I would love it if there was an action RPG. And maybe it's out there, maybe I just haven't found it, but if there was an action RPG that was a little bit closer to Diablo 1, that wasn't a turn-based game. Because, I mean, like I said, I do want to play Baldur's Gate 1 and 2, and I understand those are very good for people who enjoy what I enjoyed about Diablo 1. But something that's still live action-y. Like, it's live action, but you still have to play it kind of slow, real time. I want to... Oh, Jesus. I know it's out there somewhere. And just so we're clear, is this a bad guy? I am actually not too sure, because earlier it was like a werewolf just kind of appeared. I wondered if maybe he was like in some kind of transformation. The ball's gonna come back around. I can smell it. I can smell those balls from a mile away. Evil staff. I wonder what the evil staff does. It probably does evil things. So it is not a guaranteed kill against those guys all the time. So we have 15 red potions. Much more than it used to be. We only hold 10 in the first game. Guilty pleasures are not something to be guilty about. It hurts nobody. Yeah, I mean, I'm down for it. Yeah. No, I mean, I think we all have those kinds of, yeah, what we would call guilty pleasures, but there's no actual guilt associated with it. It's more just an unusual a thing that's like maybe slightly unusual, or maybe like, you know, you don't want to indulge too much of. And maybe that's a better term. It's an indulgence. Maybe that's like the better way to kind of phrase it, so it's less, yeah, guilt associated. And then Ace says, my guilty pleasure is homicide, smiley face. And then it's like, all right, everyone like backs away a little bit from Ace Roy. Like, all right. All right, scary Ace Roy, please don't kill me. Ace Roy's like, no, not you, probably. I don't mean you guys, mostly. What about Grim Dawn? I've heard Grim Dawn is good. I never did play it, Ogaso. I think I'd probably would like it. I think you're probably right. If nothing else, just the very dark and brooding atmosphere of the game does look really sick. So I think you're right. I think it is still like a fairly action-y kind of game, like fairly action, fast-paced, which I still enjoy. It's just that, like, my only problem with the fast-paced Diablo likes is that they come a dime a dozen. There's like so many of them. So that what I'm like secretly hoping for is a thing that is not very popular. Again, the slower-based games just generally aren't what everyone else is up for. It's a tough little jump to make, but we can do it. So I realize what I'm looking for as a limited kind of niche audience, but generally speaking, very rarely do these things exist in a vacuum. Usually if I'm having that kind of thought about like, oh man, it'd be cool if someone had made this game, someone else has probably had the same idea, and someone more talented and smarter than me has probably attempted to bring it to fruition. So it's a matter of finding it. After all that, there's nothing up there? Oh, there is something. Okay, I was just on the wrong side. I was like, you kidding me? Gotta be something up there, man. From Software games. Well, and that's not a bad point, too. I mean, there is, of course, the obvious... You know, you want to talk about a game that requires you to play slow and smartly and strategic with limited resources. Dark Souls and Bloodborne is kind of a natural evolution of that design. And it is live action, obviously. Of course, with Dark Souls, you know, there's a lot of nuance and elegance to the combat system. You know, that is, of course, you know, the biggest draw for a lot of people. Rightly so. It's awesome. Oh, I can't fucking make that jump, though, damn it. There's probably like a switch we need to open or something else. So let's keep looking around. So yeah, that's a fair point, Ogaso. Like, what I'm looking for has been modernized. It exists and it has been modernized to be Dark Souls, but I wanted to still be like a, you know, an over-the-top, like isometric kind of thing. Maybe not isometric, but some kind of over-the-top, you know, mouse click RPG thing. But you know, at this point, you know, that's a highly specific wish list. Kind of game wish list. Now, I'll confess, I don't know if I really know where to go from here. Can I climb this structure? Maybe there's like a... See, it kind of winds around. Listening to true crime podcast about homicide. All the fucked up stuff that happens. And the real fables in the Disney Field film. I've never heard of that one. I've never really listened. I've never really like gone into the whole true crime stuff. Never really delved into the podcasts. It's not something I'm like opposed to. It's just never something I've like taken time out of my day to like go into. I know there's a whole bunch of them out there. Not even podcasts, but like documentaries. All kinds of stuff. Can you turn into a bat? I can turn into a spodler and a werewolf. A wolf ogre, rather. And maybe there's like a thing I can break somewhere. In the tutorial, we got the transformations, but only temporarily. It was just to like demonstrate what they're good for. Oh, here we go. Yes, yes, yes. There's more to explore out here. Although I think I've already been here. Wait, was that a little spot? I think I actually have ever climbed this little guy. So so Ace asked about Drova, which sounds like that might be more akin to what I'm looking for. I don't think I've heard of it before, but I'll have to give it a look-see. It's exactly what I'm looking for, says Ace. I'm interested. I'm very interested. Oop. I can't make that jump, but that's okay. It's kind of a dead end anyway. But no, I'll have to look that up. I'm guessing it's on Steam. I'll have to look into it. That sounds pretty cool. I'm always down for game recommendations. Yeah, that's right. We hit that switch and that opened that little space. So we just, yeah, it was like this little wall was raised. Did I go this way? Yes, I did. What this? Whoop. Does this lead to something? Oh, I thought I was cooking. Yes, it seems like this is where we're supposed to go. Can you make that jump? Maybe you can. Maybe you can make that jump. Maybe you can break those cuffs. I keep looking for like a little spider opening when I see these spider webs. Isometric Souls likes. Yeah, maybe I just haven't looked hard enough. Yeah, maybe that would be like a good kind of thing to watch for. But of course, if it's a Souls-like, yeah, a lot of the times it's still kind of reliant on like the really like hyper detailed or like very kind of specific combat system, which is not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing having like the really cool kind of weighted kind of combat system that you have to work around. I don't dislike that kind of thing, but I don't necessarily associate that with as like a Diablo-like thing. Some kind of Diablo-like game. You know, with Diablo, you know, you had spells. You know, you had spells and mana. And maybe I can make that jump. Again, although it doesn't look like there's anything else out there. Let's make sure I'm not missing something up there. It's very well possible I'm missing something. Hopefully I didn't come down here prematurely. Hopefully there wasn't something back where we came from that I missed. I'm going to be sad about. We could go backwards if need be. So we're not locked out, obviously. And maybe we're supposed to make that jump? That seems like an awfully big jump, though. The original Little Mermaid? Yes. Yes, I've heard that's like a very, very brutal story. The original story as it was written, and it was a tragedy. It was a tragic one, right? Because it was like an expression of his like unrequited love for I think for a man. I think he was gay, and the person he was in love with was not, you know, didn't have the same feelings for him. So it was this like incompatible love story, love tragedy, really. Kind of slow pace with calculated combat. Yeah. Tunic is good. Yeah, I've heard Tunic is very cool. Yeah, Tunic looks like an interesting kind of Souls-like, with also some Zelda-isms thrown in for good measure, if not just for the color palette. Yeah, I've watched some people play Tunic, and also like for the really cool and like mystifying lore, because you can like slowly over time start to piece together like translations for the runes and glyphs that you find in that game, which looks really freaking cool. So there's like a little bit of something for everybody. There's the cool combat, cool visuals, I think cool music, although I don't know if I've listened to the music before. But also, like, the for those who like to delve into the lore and like just like puzzle solving and mystery delving, some pretty cool shit there as well. It's nice. Yeah, I'm kind of at a loss here as far as where to go next, honestly. The transformation. We might need to just backtrack and see if I just missed something. Maybe I came here prematurely. Yeah, it looks like a really, really cool game. I ought to play that at some point myself. I think I'd enjoy it a lot. I wish I did have the bat form. That'd be really helpful right about now. Keep coming back to is like this little area. I can jump on this rock. Really get anywhere from it. You can almost jump on this guy. Almost. It's a little bit too short. Then sudden random music, sudden like loud music. I keep seeing this too. I keep seeing this like this guy. Yeah, I keep seeing these things that are definitely here with purpose. Wouldn't that have been some shit? What if this door had been open this whole time and I just never properly went and pressed the use button? Let's backtrack then and see if I just jumped, if I jumped the gun, if I got too excited. Would not be the first time. Like this one. Some really tricky puzzles for sure. A lot of those kinds of like original, yeah, Disney stories, the stories that Disney turned into their animated movies. Yeah, you're right. A lot of them were, yeah, fables, cautionary tales that were usually in some way altered to be more kid-friendly, understandably. I don't blame them for doing so, because some of the originals were pretty brutal in that sense. Gotta be something. It's like a fever dream a little bit. Hopefully it's not like too maddening watching me just check the same areas over and over again, hoping to find something I had missed. Well, I wouldn't blame you if it was, yeah, a little bit disorienting at times. What's up, Shock Value says, sometimes I come there prematurely, Alex. That's what we're all talking about, right? We're all talking about that kind of premature activity. Arriving at a dungeon or at a dungeon area prematurely. That's what we're all talking about. Nothing weird. Nothing weird in the slightest. Sure enough, there's stuff here. I thought this is how we got here. I thought this is like the area we used to reach this spot. Turns out, a rare instance of Alex being full of shit. As I poked my head and I was like, yeah, the place where we came from, it was libraries and bookshelves and this kind of thing. But these guys definitely were not here. Also, this door, and there's like a bunch of dirt behind it. It's kind of strange. We're full of red potions now. Looks like it's been upped to 15 as the max. I will drink one. Also a map scroll, so now we have more of the map open to us so we can see what awaits on this level, which is exciting. Spodlers! Some of them throw in some casual, oh boy, Farsight. Yeah, well, there's that too. Yeah, it's not very like subtle necessarily. Usually that's the case for like the older games. You would think most modern game developers would know better, because that's like, you know, it's like, dude, that's just not cool, bro. It's like that kind of thing is. We can't really feign not knowing what that's getting at anymore. You know, we're not kids anymore and be like, oh, haha, that person's so funny. With the big nose and wanting the money, it's like, oh yeah, that's not cool, bro. It's not really a cool thing. It wasn't cool back then either, but like at least when we were kids, like we just didn't know. We were young and innocent, uncorrupted even. Most immersive sims have some kind of ignorance rooted in them. I mean, just in general, just kind of like learning about the world around you, you know, like that kind of world discovery. For me, that's one of like, you know, how do you define an immersive sim? Sometimes it's hard to define it, but like, yeah, that kind of like, I guess the immersion aspect, the idea of you're dropped into like an existing world that you're trying to like understand how to navigate and how to like work within it. stuff down there. I mean, granted, I guess every game has some aspect of that, but it feels like with immersive sims, that's where they really shine. As far as, like, their defining features. Duke Nukem was pretty... I mean, well, again, Duke Nukem's an old game, but also, yeah, it was, like... It's an older game, but yeah, it is also, like, so, like, over the top with its satire and it being, like, extra silly and goofy. I think, like, Duke being a chauvinistic dingus is, like, part of the draw. Like, that's part of the fun. So... that's one of those where I think the developers were, like, laughing at it too, right? It's like, I don't think it was meant to be anything more than just like, oh yeah, he's a fucking cartoon character with, like, how outlandish this all is. Got his ass. Now we can escape. Escaping. Guess that I'm always down for game suggestions or recommendations. No guarantees we'll play it on stream necessarily, but yeah, always down for just checking out what's out there. And I've been surprised. I've been surprised where I would be like, oh, I heard that game wasn't very good, and then I would watch the trailer and I'd go, oh, you got my attention. I've been surprised and humbled before. Ooh, excuse me. Here's where we warped in. That is the way forward, although we could drop down here as well. But dropping down there is potentially scary. Oh, this is the spiral we saw earlier. So now we've seen... Ooh, there's stuff down there. Do I need those secrets? Those trinkets? No. Do I want them? Of course. And also, it makes the secret number go up. It makes the number go burr, which is its own reward. As you see, it says secret revealed, and we got +1 more secret, and now I, like, feel really cool about myself. Can I resurrect something? I was gonna say, give me something to resurrect. Oh, there's a dude over there. Go fuck him up. Hey, yeah, you go take care of him. I'm gonna go pick up this extra hand. Give him a hand. I think he killed him instantly. No, he's still alive. Never mind. 4 shots. Will that kill? Ain't no way. Another one. Another one. It rewards it, but it's dangerous. Ooh, good to know. Good to know. All the more reason for me to keep my eye out for it, then. Sounds like it might be my cup of tea. Summoned a whole bunch of friends. I'll fire that low to the ground so it kills a bunch of shit, hopefully. That is very satisfying, watching it just propagate those projectiles in a little wave like that. It's pretty slick. Pretty slick. Now, I think that was just a bonus. I don't think that really... Oh, it did spawn some more budskis. More homies. It uses quite a bit more ammo, but it is pretty cool. Yeah, that's much more ammo conscious. Just walk into my dagger, please, so I can get more health out of you, please. Thank you. Please and thank you. Yep. Culture wars and helping word of mouth game reviews? You mean like word of mouth? You mean just like people recommending games just in general? I'll confess, I don't know what like culture war. I understand like there's people that are like bothered by like certain game developers and that kind of thing, and I'm with you. There's certain game developers that I'm not a big fan of myself, but I've never had that get in the way of like personal recommendations, like somebody just casually being like, oh hey, check this game out. You know, sometimes I'll watch a trailer or take a look at something and it's not really my cup of tea and I move on, but I at least will give it a fair shake, you know, at least watch the trailer or you know, take a quick look at the game. Frogs, are you friends? Are they friends? That's actually an invisible wall. I can't tell. I cannot tell if they're friends. What I want to do is go back a little bit so I can take that warp again, because I want to see... There's that one path where you can drop down, and there were bad guys down there. I want to see if there was anything, if there was something, like, lurking out. Something waiting for me. And fun. Let's see what was down there. It might be nothing. The answer might be bullshit. The answer might be bupkis. was this right here. It's like a whole bunch of shit. I knew there was a whole bunch of shit. This is clearly an area I didn't fully explore last time. I think we like kind of poked our head in this area earlier, but did not explore it fully. Still, yeah, here, hence the corpses here. Yes, so I recognize some of this. I think I saw a exit and I never thought twice. I said, get me the hell out of here. He had an ice death. I wasn't expecting that. Well, pretty much, if I can help it, use the whirlwind on these guys. They kind of reflect their bullshit at me. No bullshit, please. Please and thank you. Trying to establish a bullshit-free zone if I can help it. You can examine stuff. You can examine everything. That could be extremely dangerous, as Logasa will tell you. Oh, right. If a game is criticized because, like, oh my god, this game's so woke, it's like, oh my god, these... Then, like, it's like a sign that the reviewer is being, like, a weird little idiot. Yeah, I mean, I understand. I know that tokenism is annoying, and there have been instances where that has been a problem in media, and I get that. But there's also a kind of person that, yeah, that any sort of inclusion, anything is like, or any, like, God, there was that stupid-ass spreadsheet. We've all seen that spreadsheet, right? I knew we talked about this not too long ago. It's like, surely, it's almost like a work of satire. Like, surely nobody earnestly believes this. And honestly, it's so ridiculous and overblown, maybe it is satire. Maybe the person who made that spreadsheet is laughing, and you know, we're the only ones not getting the joke. Because it's just so, like, goofy and stupid and silly. Like saying that Baldur's Gate 3 is unplayable garbage because, you know, you can have sex with people that... You can, like, have sex with people of other persuasions in non-heterosexual situations. How scary. It's like, oh my god, these fucking soft children just can't handle anything that's, like, you know, not the vanilla kind of... kind of experience. Very silly. People getting mad at games because they're including things they disagree with. Yeah, I mean, it's tricky for some people because on the one hand, you know, it reminds them of things that are, by a lot of times, for better or for worse, it reminds them of things that are, you know, associated as being political, whether or not they are indeed something that should be political. Like, you know, the reality is that, you know, at least in the United States, there's a lot of talk, and bluster about, you know, certain God, I should just take the fall damage. I'll drop down this way and still take some fall damage. Yeah, a lot of, you know, discourse around, you know, certain subjects and certain concepts, whether or not I don't know, whether or not, like, a thing should be deemed a political subject or something else, but the reality is that a lot of the times it is. And if somebody is faced with something like that in a video game, it reminds them of the inevitability, you know, the inevitability of real life. These kinds of concepts that are shoved down their throat at every occasion when it comes to, like, you know, turning on the news, that kind of thing. I get it. Video games are an escapism, and trying to escape from the real life bullshit is a great thing about games. But of course, games can also be, you know, made by people that wants to tell a story, and sometimes it's a story that's meaningful to them, and sometimes those meaningful stories involve, yeah, things that are, yeah, maybe a little bit political by nature. So I understand why there are people that just get so, like, beyond upset when, you know, there's a game that, like, talks about, like, oh yes, it's important that we... I mean, this is gonna... I'm trying to think of an example without making it sound like I'm talking down to somebody about this kind of thing. But, like, oh, it's good to take care of the environment, you know, that kind of thing. Like, oh man, there's people out there that really don't like it, that other people can love who they want to love. I mean, it's true. But I realize also that kind of messaging you know, it kind of muddies the water sometimes, because for those, even if they disagree with it, even if they don't disagree with it, rather, it still reminds them of stuff that they'd rather not be having to deal with in real life, because, or things that they do have to deal with in real life that they'd rather not have to deal with in their video games. But I don't know. Like I said, indie devs will make a game that they want to make, and that's just how it is. Whether that is a game that eschews all notions of like, you know, modern contemporary concepts, or embraces them, or somewhere in between. Oh my god, please. There we go. Get his ass. His ass is gotten. There's also the notion of the class war. Yeah, which is fair too. Which is fair too, and that probably, you know, in other countries in particular, I understand that's like a more acute thing. It's for sure a thing in this country, no question. We found some hellish grenades, not only unholy hand grenades, hellish grenades. Yeah, for sure it's a thing in this country, but I understand in other countries it's even much more of a prominent kind of dealio. We got Bonfire with the raid. That's so cool. What a cool dude. Bonfire, you cool dude. That's so nice, man. Thank you, bud. Now let's get caught up on chat here. I fell behind. A little bit behind, but thank you, Bonfire. What a freaking mega stud. What an absolute power Chad. In this with that raid. Thank you, buddy. It's good to see you. Most satire, like, yeah, people don't necessarily get the satire. That's the thing, too. Maybe it goes over their heads. Maybe it goes over my head, too, sometimes, honestly. Yeah, Ace thinks that one spreadsheet we've all seen, that they think it might be serious. God, I mean, it's just so crazy to me. It's just so freaking wild. Yeah, it's bananas. Gaming discourse can feel like the least compelling form of discourse. I mean, that's, at the end of the day, it is just video games. You know, we're all just having a good time. So that is just kind of how it goes. But anyway, thank you, Bonfire, for that raid. Really appreciate you a whole lot, man. That's super nice. Were you doing some Noita tonight, or was tonight some Lethal Company? Lethal Company speedruns. It was Primordialis. Is that the game that Caliaresis? Was it? Hold on. Was it Caliaresis? There was another person in the Noita community that has been working on a game, and I think that's the game. As I remember, Alias was telling me about it. Alias was talking about, I think Zytio might have also been playing it. I might have been checking it out. It's Callie's game, and it's awesome. That is so exciting. We are, I consider myself really fortunate. We have a lot of really cool homies in the Noita community. Even though it's a game I don't play as often on stream, it's still a game I watch other people stream, and every once in a while I'll play it off stream myself. I can join in on like some Noita together with some friends or something. It's always a nice time. And there's a number of mainstays in the community that have endeavored into some cool pet projects. And Caliaresis, who I think we saw in one of Alias's tournaments, one of Alias's Noita online tournaments. Callie has gone on to make their own game. I think it's in early access right now, I think. And Bonfire is playing it tonight, and that's awesome. That's super freaking cool. It's like I said, Bonfire is one of our Noita buddies, but does other things. You might have heard me say earlier that he does Lethal Company speedruns, which is a magical thing to witness. Watching those speedruns is always a delightful experience. Always so freaking cool. I highly recommend to try it out. And it's free. Well, there you go. I have no excuse not to check it out. And I also have no excuse to get hit by that spider fella. That sounds awesome. Yeah, that sounds awesome. I've definitely got some long streams coming up where I need to like fill it out with some like cool little indie games. So that is perfect. That might just be just what I need. It's like a good way to like a good game to include for these more larger marathon streams I'll be doing in the next couple weeks. And it's very addicting. It's an early alpha, right? Yeah, so still very much in development. That is so exciting. Bonfire, thank you so much, buddy. Once again, appreciate that raid. And as always, whenever somebody raids, especially when they're a cool homie, a cool friend of the channel, Always excited to ask if there's any clips you wanted to share. Blindfire has been really good to us, raids us all the damn time. Also, we've been lucky enough. Ooh, look at this new wizard fella just dropped. New wizard guy just dropped. And he dies and explodes into electricity. No, Bonfire has been kind enough to also play games with us on a few occasions. We've gotten to play some Lethal Company with him and Alias and a couple of other friends some months ago. And of course, Bonfire is a speedrunner for Lethal Company. He is a licensed expert on that game. It is a beautiful thing to witness. And yet he's also willing to play games with schmucks like me and not complain, at least not in front of me, whenever I'm inevitably dragging the team down with my bullshit and like getting, you know, bumbling into an easily predictable death. Because that's always the concern, man. You play with somebody who's an expert on a game. It's a co-op thing. It's like, oh shit, I hope I'm not going to bring the team down. Or I'm not going to like be an anchor fucking dragging their asses down. You know, I'm not always going to be helpful, but I at least don't want to be hurtful, you know, to progress. So no, it's always a good time getting to play and hang out with Bonfires. Cool dude. We're playing a cool little game called Hands of Necromancy II. This game just came out a few weeks ago. I was playing the predecessor to this game quite a bit over the past couple weeks, and we're checking it out for the first time tonight. Same kind of idea as the first game, as you can probably imagine. You've played or heard of games like, well, for one thing, it's a Doom-like game for one thing. But yeah, if you've heard of games like Heretic or Hexen, you kind of know what you're getting yourself into with this game. Or even better if you've seen or heard of the first one, the first Hands of Necromancy game. It's that but more, and more transformations and more weapons, more bad guys. It's pretty cool. A pretty quick game, which is nice. We got Sunno. What's up, Sunno? Osmos. Hold on, Osmos. Is that the one where you play as large masses in space? And you're like revolving around black holes and shit. Is that what I'm thinking of? Because I did play a game kind of like that. Or rather, I didn't play a game like that. I played the game that I'm describing, but I can't remember if it was called Osmos. Because it was like a cosmic amoeba osmosis thing. It's an odd thing to describe, but it was a very cool game. There's our ice skeleton fella. Gotta throw some his old tornado things down. I was hoping that would suck him in. I was hoping that would give him the suck. That guy's dead. Ever see a spider, a fire skeleton so casually on fire, so nonchalant about it? He still got sucked in. Oh shit! Little leaping lizard. There we go. Yeah, playing fun casually. Yeah, it's a different beast. That's a fair point too, because I guess it's like when it's a speed run, obviously it's a different mindset, and it's a different series of goals. You know, you're trying to quickly. Oh wait, do I have the key? I do not have the key. You're trying to quickly get the money and like jump to the next thing, as opposed to like exploring and like you're really drinking in the world, trying to relish what you're seeing. Guy. There we go. Also, I know it is getting quite late, so I won't blame you one bit if you have to boogie oogie. I know it's getting up there for shoresies. We also got these things, the hellish grenades. In the first game, they were called the unholy hand grenade, which I always really appreciate. Oh, look, it's these guys. I remember these guys. And I use my hellish grenade, sticky grenade, and hellish banquet. It latched onto him, and then it exploded. What's the hellish banquet? Oh, it like bounces around, I guess. Okay, anyway. I don't have a lot of them. I go for the stabbo. I'm gonna go for the stabbo. Whoop. Ouch. The stabbo. Because it slurps the life out. And then, because we have one of these things lying around, and resurrect him. I'll resurrect you as well. Get 2 demon fellows to play with us. Also, did something just get me though? Like I thought I heard like a little snake enemy thing get us somewhere. Anything else in the water? Anything else down here? Yeah, this game is very cool. Like I said, the predecessor, Hands of Necromancy 1, we played quite a bit over the past couple weeks. It's an enemy? That's like a frost spear. That's cool. Burn his ass away. Which means we can't resurrect him, unfortunately. He did not leave behind a corpse. Which is just how it goes sometimes. Yeah, if you've ever heard of course, Doom. Obviously, old school Doom and other Doom likes. But this game in particular is more akin to Doom likes such as Heretic and Hexen. Both of which came out in the late 90s. You know, real old games. But very good games. Very good. And pretty tough, but still very much enjoyable. Except for Hexen. Hexen is a pretty hard... That game's pretty brutal, but Heretic is worth it. Heretic is a very good game. So generally speaking, if I recommend if someone enjoys classic Doom-like experiences, but they want something that is maybe less sci-fi and more high fantasy. So less rocket launchers and shotguns and more swords and spells and like fireball staffs. But more like Dungeons and Dragons instead of sci-fi. It's pretty sweet. So Heretic is one of my favorites. And this game in particular is reminding me more of Heretic than it is of Hexen. Which I really appreciate. Back here, I never did explore all the underwater areas. Like that my guys are just kind of following me around. The underwater areas are not usually my favorite. But we gotta explore them, so I might as well just get to it. Because it's harder to see. It's harder to see, and there's the scary piranha fellas. The first Hands of Necromancy was a Doom mod. I don't doubt it. I mean, this game is all within the Doom engine. Probably GZ Doom if I had to guess, but if you go full options menu, you can recognize this kind of options menu as being the GZ Doom menu. So it's, you know, you could... There would probably be a way to at least run the game inside of Doom. Inside of, like, classic Doom. But this game requires you to crouch sometimes. It requires you to like... have a jump button for one thing. So the Z-axis is required, and if you're playing this in the original Doom engine, then no Z-axis allowed, at least for your control scheme. Cosmic Ooze, yeah, Osmos is the game we were talking about earlier, yeah. If Callie's game is anything like Osmos, then I'm very excited, because I really enjoyed that game a lot. Although I never did beat it. I got to the last level, and I got because that last level was a doozy. We got Mr. Game & Browse, by the way. I got you, bro. What's up, buddy? Quest the blue fella, and I shall deliver the blue fella. Quest for the blue fella, I'm happy to deliver. And I was gonna say, I want to say I've opened most of these doors. Life has many doors, Ed boy. Some more wind ammo, which is good because I tend to plow through that shit real quick. I think those guys are recoiling. It almost makes you wonder if there is splash damage with that fire spell. I didn't think that there was. This door is opened elsewhere. Some ammo for this stuff. I like how my demon guys that I resurrected, they're just swimming around the water. You would think water or like... I don't know, you think that would be not good for them, given the fact that these are demons and they have fire attacks. You would think that that's like naturally not gonna jive for them. But they're just chilling. Also, I guess they don't have to worry about breathing. Lungs are overrated, I suppose. So I got his ass. Got his ass as well. Whoop. Can't quite reach it. Does this open that other door? It do open that other door. Get the Berserker Head, which gives you better defense for a limited time. Pretty sweet. So let's do this one because we've got a bit more ammo for it, and it's good for crowd control situations. So walk over the shards and auto die. Good shit. Anything else? Spodlers! And we have the spider transformation if you didn't already have it, but we definitely have more than gotten our fill by this point. Because she cackles when she picks up the grenades. And this is a bag of... big bag of carrying. So more ammo for a little bit, which is nice. Also, I'll have to keep my eyes peeled. I wonder what's the maximum number of grenades we can hold. The hellish grenades. Because in the first game, you could hold like 30. Which was more than enough to obviously not one shot because it takes a lot of grenades, but you can just exclusively use grenades and it will kill the shit out of basically definitely the second boss and most of the final boss if you just focus on grenades. Also doubly nice if you use the Berserker Hand, which gives you double damage for a limited time. So if you use a Berserker Hand just one and then just fucking mainline some grenades right into the veins, just mainline that shit, it is delightfully effective at just murdering the bosses because you can hold so many of them. It wouldn't surprise me if they maybe reeled that in a little bit in this game. They kind of reined that in slightly because it was just so ridiculous in the first game. And it caused this weird thing to happen where the first boss in the first game was by far the hardest because by that point you only had a few grenades. And not only did you only have a few grenades, but like the battlefield was a lot smaller, so you were kind of forced to be in close combat the whole time. So even if you had grenades, it was dangerous to use them because the splash damage would obviously would nuke the shit out of you. So it's not a good time. Ow! Ow! So, but it's a weird thing where the first one was the hardest boss, and not just for me, because talking to a few other people who played the first game, they all agreed that first boss was a goddamn doozy. Gonna go for the win, especially because I am full on ammo for this, apparently. Hit his ass. Catch. Drag him in the acid. Now, I don't think the acid is gonna not... I don't think the acid is gonna hurt him. If anything, it's gonna... Whoa, he just jumped up and fucked my ass entirely. Just jumped up and fucking slapped me real good. Said I made a grave error. Which is a nice way of saying I got. That's why we have those crystals. Now, if I really wanted to, I could reload the save. I really wanted to, but that's why we have those things. I mean, I'm saving pretty often, but I'm also carrying one extra life around, so we'll find more where that came from, no question. Nothing else that demonstrates just how dangerous those guys are, because I didn't have like a... Oh, did that kill him, though? Maybe he did like a... Oh, those guys are still here. Maybe it was like a self-destruct, or maybe my bro killed him, my little fire fella down there. Maybe he got his ass. Don't get sucked. There we go. Oh, he did get slurped. There we go. Can I resurrect him to fight for me? Oh my god, you can resurrect him to fight for you. That's hilarious. These guys are pretty tough. But if we can resurrect them, then no complaints. We're friends, but this time we've got some friends of our own. It's hit scan. You gotta be right on the money to land one of these things. There we go. Not always a guarantee, though. It's not a guaranteed kill. Did the guy fall in the acid? Wait. Yeah, no, he's still up here. Oh, wait, that's not gonna hurt me, right? Because that's for my bro. Good to know that their attacks won't hurt me. I mean, I summoned them, so they are aligned to be my friends, but I wasn't sure if their projectiles could still hurt me. I know there will be limitations on certain enemies that cannot be resurrected. Because in the first game, there were like the mini-boss characters, like the giant flying dudes. Couldn't resurrect those because they were like a very special case kind of enemy. Which I totally understand. We're back here. Oh, more spiders though. Oh, but my friend's here. I don't know if he's going to do the bestest of jobs of killing them, but yeah, they're all dead. There we go. We got there. Got where they needed to go. We got freaking poison again. Very rude. So I think the door that was locked... Is it back that way? Oh, I think it was actually back in the original kind of large zone. Let's just exit the water area. It was in here. Pick that up because I was resurrecting a whole bunch of stuff earlier. A whole bunch of these just lying around. Make that jump. Yeah, dead? He is dead, okay. So the teeth moving. Moving teethers. And yeah, he's just still just chilling. I guess needing to breathe is just an afterthought for these guys. Respect it. Where was that door? It would maybe show up on the map. Yes, it does show up on the map. Nice, it's this way. Except it's gotta go here. Here we go. Now we found it. Now we have the key. That's really nice. It shows up as icons on the map. That is very, very helpful. Also, bad guys will warp in like we just saw. Like, kind of materialize right in front of us. So it's not always a matter of, oh, I just didn't see them there. Sometimes they will spawn in suddenly. Just there even. We even saw it happen. Now, I'll confess I don't know what that did. I think it extended the bridge. Oh, I burned the tree down. That's a cool detail. You can burn trees down with at least some special attacks. Some environmental attacks. That's pretty sick. There's a dude over here that caught my eye when he respawned. And I do have that key, so I can get up there. Maybe that's what the bridge is going to lead us to. That bridge will kind of wrap us around. Allow us to find the goods. Cool little detail. I have to know, is it just... Okay, so not all things can be burned down, but still, that is pretty cool, though. Almost makes me wonder if there'll be a situation where there'll be like a secret or a pickup that'll be obscured until you burn that shit down. Like reveal something that was well obscured. Or maybe you couldn't even reach it until you destroyed the piece that was blocking it. But that spider... Oh, wait, they're coming from over here. That makes sense. Yep, it's one of these guys. We know how to deal with them. Let them get the suck. Sometimes it takes two. Sometimes it takes two sucks. You know how it is. Sometimes you have to suck a little bit longer. To get the outcome you were hoping for. Outcome, Alex. A little bit on the nose, if you will. little too literal. Ooh, this did look fancy. It's a piss potion. Not a piss potion, it's a yellow potion now. It's totally different. Totally different. It sucked, you nerd. It's weird how they're can't able to shrug it off sometimes. With some bad guys, especially the larger guys, they get instant killed by it. But the smaller fellows can escape a little bit easier. What? Oh, maybe it's like outside the range, the effective range. Yeah, now he's active. Now he can be diddled with this thing. See, will that kill the shit out of some of them? I say I should get those two at least, yeah. Far-reaching consequences. Yep. And that is the end of the level. I'm sure there were secrets we missed, but not too shabby. Lots of health over here, too. I guess they were really expecting us to lose a lot of HP around this little spot. We got there, baby. Primordialis. How do you make the Seeker Cell work? Yeah, unfortunately, I'm no help because I've yet to play the game myself. Something I intend to correct at some point soon. Temple of Hidden Knowledge. Hidden but not forbidden. Also, there's no bad guys here. I wonder if there's going to be a boss battle. No bad guys, but like an ominous looking stairway leading up. Or maybe these doors are all going to open up. Yes, this is a little bit ominous. Ooh, big level. Why does that kill the shit out of those guys so well? Gonna like kind of position myself accordingly. They do reflect these things. Yep, they do reflect those. Ouch. Ouch. Just so far reaching. I'm not sure it's working very well though. It's getting some of them for sure. I got several of them. Shit, I want to resurrect one of them. Or several of them, maybe. Yeah, one of them did get got. We got two to fight for us. Just have them roam around and kill shit for us then. Oh, like this one, for instance. Yeah, you guys are a little bit slow to this one. Fine, I'll take care of myself. Want something done right. There we go. You know what? Fuck this. Stabode. There's a chest that apparently I walked past. This one. Another amulet of death. I'm gonna have to like be looking up quite often to see the little icon to indicate that they're one of mine. If these doorways are just here for show, or if there's a way to open them up. It's like little cracked magical little panels. Also, I do not have the iron key. Can I still proceed? No, I cannot. Although the bars are almost large enough to squeeze through. Almost. What a tease. Yeah, we can sort of reach through, but that's okay. That's okay. Having to squint a little bit. It's a little bit dark. Can I break this thing? Can I break these cuffs? Cannot break these cuffs. They're like fancy golden thingies. Of course, I could use the torch. I'm a little bit worried that there's going to be areas where, like right here, it's just kind of dark. I'm worried there's going to be, like, mega dark areas where you need the torches. Or that's going to come back to bite me. At least do have that as an option. There's another thing that requires another kind of key to proceed. This guy. Big, gigantic door. Maybe maybe a boss will spawn out of this thing at some point. All things to consider for the future, the near future. In the meantime, seems like the only way to go. Like this like blue, crackling, glowing rock. It seems to be everywhere. That's like foreshadowing of what kind of boss things we might see in the future. Just never seem to have anything good, but I keep being hopeful. Still very dark. Very dark and scary. Turn down the sound effects just a little bit more. No, like, second floor, no second area. Also, these bookshelves strike me as a little bit suspicious. But yeah, no moving bookshelves, nothing like that. Well, alright then. And now we're on this second floor and we found the first key. That was actually pretty quick. Iron key, that was a quickie. A quickie? Haha. I did not realize what I had said until the words escaped my lips, but it's true. It was a quick key, alright. Quick key, man. Man, they just write themselves. Now, how do I actually use the darn thing? There must be a switch somewhere then. So I got the right key for it. Is there something else I was supposed to do, maybe? We should have dropped down. I mean, yeah, that's how it feels right now. Struggling fruitlessly against the bars. Oh, but this is open now, I think. Yes. Except this is what isn't this what I just tried? This is what I just tried. Yeah. I have the iron key. You can hear me going, as I'm just humping the walls. Something else I was supposed to do. Oh, one thing, these guys are here. Being a bunch of meanies. hard to hit them from there. Indeed. So let's go back to the earlier area then. Oh, I never did go into this little area. In fact, I guess this whole corridor I didn't really explore. A corridor I did not explore a door. So there's a few things to pop into then, for sure. Oh, these guys are not my friends. I got excited thinking they were my broskies. So the opposite of broskies. They're also dead. Yep. Here's yet another alternate location where you could find the spider transformation if you had somehow not gotten it by this point. I guess the idea is if you did like what people would sometimes do with old school Doom, they would do like pistol start, where you start with just the basics. So I guess if you were doing a level where you're starting with just the basic gear, which is to say just the fire staff and nothing else, or the fire weapon, nothing else, and you could still, you know, foreseeably beat the level, but it'd be a huge downside. It'd be a huge extra handicap as far as like playing with extra hard mode, because you'd be going in without any cool weapons. Also, I wonder if this is going to be something I have to remember. 5-2-5, or maybe it's just a cool pattern. So we were playing some puzzle games with Amanda the Adventure recently, so I'm in that kind of game mode right now where if I see numbers written down somewhere on the floor or on the wall, I think to myself, like, all right, I wonder if I need to remember this for future reference. Probably not that kind of game. It's probably not that kind of game, but still, that's where my brain goes. Without fail. It just kind of yoinks them around, doesn't it? There we go. That, yeah, get him up against the wall. There you go. Fuck him up. Alright, so I did kill him with the melee, but I was not really able to fire to like hit through that scary ice attack that's so painful. Alright, so we can explore that little outdoor area. We can go up to the third floor. Oh shit. I'm going for it. Fuck you! Didn't even kill him, but I did get a lot of health out of him. I didn't kill him, but I got some good sucks out of it. That is so satisfying how it sometimes works really well. I wish it was more consistent, but it looks really cool. Also, I like how it continues to break shit as it continues to propagate. We got Meerkat in the house. What's up, Meerkat? Hands above the table. Make sure no one's jorking it. Oh, or wait, Meerkat, are you trying to imply that we do want people to jork it? Like, maybe there's like a minimum quota we need to fulfill. Like, we need like a certain percentage of viewers to be jorking to peanuts. Or else the stream, like, you know, it suffers in quality. She cackles. Can't escape that one, though. This is not water. Or, like, even cold water. It's just ice. Or snow, I guess. Meerkat says, don't worry, I'm jerking enough for 3 streams? Do you mean, like, 3 of my streams? Do you mean, like, maybe mean enough for, like, 3 viewers' worth? He's like, he's jerking enough for 3 viewers' worth for a single stream, or enough to fill that quota for a full 3 streams worth. If it's enough to fill that quota by yourself, Meerkat, then you're the goddamn hero that Gotham needs and deserves. Bro says, don't worry, Meerkat, I'm playing it safe. For 3 entire streamers, goddamn, that is impressive, Meerkat. That is. Kill these things? I cannot kill these things. What I can do is pull the switch. I don't know what it did, but it did something. Something that'll be probably more obvious when we get into this kind of next little area. Oh, more grenades. We're full on the fire ammo, but not on the fun grenades. I will continue to break these things, even though it seems like they never hold anything for us. I can't press that switch yet. I need the wind key. Even though it kind of looks like a fireball. I get it, though. It's like something getting blown about in the wind. I guess I would cackle gleefully if I picked up a grenade, too. Crow, do you have a badass witch's cackle? That sounds sick. Mine's not very convincing. Oh, this is open now, hence the switch we pulled. And probably that other switch that was a shortcut. That's probably what's going on there. And this... Oh, new weapon? Blunderbuss. Oh my. In the previous game, there was like a pistol. Like a flintlock pistol. After Bolt Gun, it was everything that I wanted. Bolt Gun is a very good video game. A very good and very challenging, but very good video game. And also, it is a good weapon. No, that's correct. It's also a good weapon. Both statements are correct. And they're correct in the exact same context. The Bolt Gun weapon is good, and the game Bolt Gun, which is also good. That's a good question. If I could only play one boomer shooter to be like the definitive boomer shooter, which would it be? I don't know. I don't know if I've like found one that I like love above all the rest. I like a lot of them for different reasons. Yeah, I don't know if there's one that like is, yeah, the cut above the rest necessarily. I haven't played it yet, but I suspect that Dusk is the answer for a lot of people. I know Dusk is a big one for sure. Oh, we got the buddies. Put one of those down. I'm going to squeeze by you. And kill all of them in a single instant button press, which was satisfying. So we have 10 grenades. We have 16 shots for the blunderbuss. There's a flame shot and a standard shot. So here's the standard shot. Probably once you get close, doesn't it? Oh, yeah. And the flame shot, sure enough, it's incendiary and it does some damage over time. Pretty sick. There we go. Just casting this willy-nilly. That be enough to kill? It is. Melting his ass down. A little spider zone. Yes, please. All evil laughter, all authentic. Hell yeah. I hope you get lots of practice in there, Crow. What about the psychopath stare? That's still pretty powerful. You can feel the eyes prodding your soul. Can I feel the eyes prodding another part of my body, Meerkat? Another part of my anatomy, maybe? A secret is revealed. Some werewolf fellas. There we go. Or are they bears? They might be bears, actually. Are these like turrets? If they can be killed. Can they be killed or can they be loved? Can you teach them to love? No, you can kill them though. If it shoots, it can be killed. This game. Oh, they can also break your projectiles. Yeah. You gotta be fancy. Fancy movements. There we go, we got them. Bolt pistol is pretty sweet, yeah. Oh, wait, the bolt pistol in... Oh, in Darktide. Not in Bolt Gun, but in Darktide. Yes, very, very good sidearm in Darktide. For the speedy veterans, yeah. Revolver, but more shots, has sights, yeah. Revolver's great for, like, just the stupid damage output it does, but the bolt pistol, delicious. Delicious and very, very satisfying. It's a cool little frozen courtyard we're in. It's literally cool, but figuratively as well. If someone growls at me, I'm gonna call them a furry. But what if that's, like, you know, the whole point? what if they're like, yes? What if that's like, that's the whole point, bro? Also, I'm gonna see if this works. I burn shit down like it did earlier. One more time. Oh, nice. Also, that kind of trident spire, that trident glyph on the doors reminds me of Quake a little bit. The Quake icon. The crow. Not Crow the person, but Crow the animal. Or maybe it's a raven. Back in spider mode. I see a space for a werewolf to break a wall down, which is exciting. And we found the wind key. I'm not going to be wimpy about the wind key. That is good. Now let's get back to the other area. Then also, can I like tap the glass? It's not glass, it's water. So I definitely want to see what that's all about. That makes me big curious. Break the wall. Do it. Got another extra life. Very nice. Very good. Staff of Ice ammo. That's a good point. I should grab that too. Let's see this down here. We have the capacity for it now that we picked up that bag of holding earlier. And break all these things just for the satisfaction of breaking something. Doesn't seem like they carry anything, but just makes me feel cool. To break stuff. The one guy from Limp Bizkit would be very proud of me. That is the dead end. Right. Right. I've really been using the werewolf ability very much. It's a cool ability, but it's exclusively melee. There's really no ranged attacks that it has. Whereas the stone thrower, of course, as the name would imply, the stone thrower in the first game was, again, primarily melee, but had some really sweet area of effect and one really powerful ranged attack that I loved. Love that shit. Let's go ahead and save here and see what we get ourselves into. Bolt pistol does more damage than the revolver? Damn. I guess the idea with the revolver is that you unlock it faster. And I know for at least a little bit, not every class could use the bolt pistol. Oh, fuck. Oh, they fucking knocked my ass down. Goddamn. It's gonna take a while to get back up there. I'm gonna save scum a little bit just to save climbing back up there, but good to know. Good to know they can fucking... What? What the hell? They can knock your ass down. Takes a little bit longer to load. There we go. Let's jump up this way. It's easier this way. Pretty cost-effective way to damage these guys, I think. I don't know how much damage it's doing. Enough to kill some of them. Finish him with these things. A little bit slower, though, is the thing. I'm killing a frost golem with some frost damage. You would think they would resist it, but I don't think there is such thing as, like, weaknesses or resistances in this game. Last pistol's pretty sweet. I don't know if I ever found a last pistol that I liked in the first game. Actually, you know what? No, I never tried the last pistol. We had the starting pistol, which is like rapid fire, but I guess I never found the last pistol. Love the last rifle though. Those things are amazing. And Dark Tide, that shit is thebomb.com, .edu, .gov, .sex. Which is, I don't think, a real extension, but it should be. The dragon key. So we got to go back and use, for one thing, the wind key that we just got. And also, if I can jump down and not take fall damage, that'd be really cool. We're good. Have to kind of go down manually so I don't fucking take a billion fall damage like a doofus. The feeling of going pew pew is fun, and also the hip fire is really fun. Yeah. Yeah, some of those weapons in that game, the hip fire, there's like a gigantic drop off with the accuracy, which is a bummer, but I get it. I get why it works that way. Oh, there was a switch on the second floor, right. That is the destination. And I think we just go... Just went that way, obviously. Is it this one? It's the other side, yeah. Not second floor, but this floor here. Now we're all filled up. Pretty much, yeah, almost as good as the last rifle. Yeah, if it's like a smaller and maybe not quite as redonkulous, but still pretty good version of the last rifle, then I'm down. And it's also really fast. I like that, yeah. I wonder if that's another one where only some classes get access to it. Because for veterans, it makes all the sense in the world because they are the gun experts. Kind of their thing. Yeah, Zealot and Psychers. Psychers in particular, it's a smaller subset. You know there's gonna be some shit that jumps out of a dark corner in here. It's too quiet, man. It's too quiet and peaceful in here. Peaceful but ominous. Wait, isn't this... Oh, wait. Hold on. Isn't that where we start? Like, it looks like the starting zone. These guys go real hard to see when they're in their, like, little cloaked mode. Real sneaky. Oh, there's my guy. He's still here. And he's being very helpful. Good job. Yeah, this was where we had the intro earlier. So just so we're clear... Did I go through the wrong doorway? Or through here. I must have gone... Yeah, I went through the wrong doorway. That's what it was. Want to get him? Yeah, get his ass. Hot sword on sword action. I'll help you. I'll use the backstab. I mean, my guy's not a rogue. She's a witch, obviously, but I'll at least apply flank. Remove his dex bonus. Oh, we killed him, though. Killed my bro. This is your punishment. Being sucked to death. Earlier, he was there for moral support. That's right, yeah. So, all the normal humans can get it, but not Orgrins, right? It would make sense that there would need to be some kind of downside for Orgrins, because they don't have a lot of downsides otherwise. They would need some sort of foil. So, a more limited weapon set makes more sense. The werewolf, which we already have. And that'll probably just teleport us to the next area. Unless it ends the level. I guess it could. We never did find the dragon key. Sure enough, it is just a little portal to the next little zone. This is probably where we're going to find... Whoa, 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 whoa. We're going to find the dragon key, then. It's like a little sub-area. As opposed to a dom area, obviously. It wasn't even like a loading. It was just like you just kind of step through the portal and you're off to the races. So it's just a little, like a fancy little window. It kind of looks like, with the blue hue, it looks like we're underwater right now, but we're not. The magic. Speed as a veteran is everything in Darktide, yeah. Can't find the crowns, but right, if you get from point A to point B, you're in good shape. Yeah, that's the thing. Like, if you can get around the crowds and kite them around, that way you can, like, let the Orgrins and veterans and Psychers who can handle crowd control a little bit easier. You can kind of get around and kite the bad guys, and it's not a bad way to do it, honestly. Not too shabby. Nice little choke point right here in front of the door. Because I can just put the crystals in front of him. That'll freeze his ass. That'll get his ass. Checking my 6, make sure nothing sneaks up behind me. Absolutely one of those games where something very much would sneak up and fuck your shit up. Dang it. He's out of there. What the? Oh, that was one of their projectiles. I was like, what is that? Interesting little zone the way it just kind of wraps around like this. I was supposed to kill you. Don't you understand? You're supposed to get killed by this. Breaking the rules, not dying. Like he's supposed to. They have only short range. Good to know. So snipers are probably their major foil then. It's hard to like keep them stuck in these things. Like sometimes they'll double dip like that, but a lot of times they'll just get flung out. Almost more worth it just to use the ult fire. Whoop. Especially when there's multiple ones, because that's gonna kill the shit out of them. Obviously. A whole bunch more. Ooh, that was satisfying. Killed like 3 of them in one hit. Delicioso. Muy delicioso. Yeah, veterans. Yeah, exactly. Veterans have limited melee options. Yeah, which makes perfect sense. And for Zealot, obviously they have limited ranged options. Although they have like a decent smattering of like close range weapons and long range weapons. These guys very much have this ready to resurrect one of them. Those guys are cool. I was actually really impressed with Zealot. They have access to a lot more things than I would have expected them to when I was playing. I could not resurrect him because he died to an ice explosion. It was a pleasant surprise. It wasn't just close range weapons and like a few rifles. It was like a lot of decent long range stuff. Not as many as a veteran, obviously, but still like pretty darn good in the grand scheme of things. You fight for me now. Get his ass, yep. Is this the evil staff? It is the evil staff. Lightning balls and summon a reaver. Hell yeah. Oh, that's badass. Oh, this is what the wizard fellas are using. Oh my god, that is disgusting. I love this. I love this a lot. So it's no wonder ammo for this thing is so hard to find. That is delicious. Now the bad guys can get out of those little danger zones, but still, that's pretty sick. Oh. Shit, yeah, you want to go for him? Be my guest. Let me stop you. While he's taking care of that, is there anything else back here? Oh, what's this? Notices your narrow hallway. Is this going to lead me to the Dragon Key? What? Oh. Oh, we're going down. Oh, shit. We're going... Oh, boy. Oh, jeez. Oh, God. Oh, jeez. Oh, God. Oh, jeez. I'm dead. So we did pick up an extra life just a little bit ago, though. That was the deal. Now I know you're gonna get got. Zealots are pretty well rounded. I think you're right, yeah. It's rare to find myself, whenever I play that game as a Zealot, it's rare to find myself in a shitty spot. Muy delicioso, it's delicioso. Very good. Yeah, Zealots are more focused on crowd control, absolutely, which is what their specialty is, you know, crowd control and like drawing in aggro by big monsters and just crowds in general. Very much their specialty. The weapon set and their skill set lends itself well to that end very well. Very good. It's gonna be awkward when I get back to that spot because the elevator has already gone down, so I'm gonna have to like drop all the way down to reach that shit. It's gonna be a little bit strange. But I'm a little bit strange, and that's never stopped me. Rise from your grave. Maybe we can, like, get a little sneak peek. If nothing else, I have, like, good eyes for these guys here. All those turrets. Maybe? I think it actually might be one of those turrets, yeah. was like looking for an opportunity to drop down, then I got instantly just turned to shreds by those dudes. Whip, 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 whip. Shit. Yeah, Perry, by the way. What's up, Perry? By the way, Perry. Oh, yes, yes. For the Ask Gracie a Question. Ask my wife a question. Channel Point Redemption. How personal are we talking? Generally, I'm both Gracie and I are like mostly open books. I mean, there are probably some things I would veto, maybe, but I don't know if I've ever vetoed anything yet. I've been pretty open season as far as, you know, somebody redeeming. Oh god, I got sucked by my own shit. It was the dreaded self suck. Oh, except I can't move. I gotta wait for this to end so I don't get got by the self suck. So yeah, I don't know if we've ever vetoed one of them, and a lot of the times people would redeem something for the Ask Gracie a Question, Ask My Wife a Question, specifically to make it weird. You know, specifically to make it weird and or make her question my sanity. As you know, the idea is that I'm the one sending it, so she'd be like, "What the hell is wrong with him?" You know, the whole point is to be like just a goofy jabroni. Something I like to think I do decently well. Actually, speaking of things to make me look like a dingus, I had another idea that I might kind of float by folks to see what people think. So it's no secret that Twitter has become a like incomprehensible mess of like chatbots trying to like sell each other's pussy in bio to each other, and like Nazi accounts just running rampant. It just like it's kind of a joke now. And for a while there, I kind of treated Twitter as like a, you know, I should like be careful about what I post, because you know and to a degree this is still true. There are you know promotional opportunities for like sponsored kinds of things, you know, sponsorship opportunities that do take into account what kinds of things you post on Twitter, that kind of thing. So I try to like, you know, be fairly mindful about what I post on that platform in particular. But I think a lot of places and people and places realize like this is stupid and dumb, and this used to be like a decent platform as a social media outlet. I mean, it was never without its bullshit, but like now it is like just become a toxic landscape. So I've been thinking about adding a channel point incentive that will have me like as long as I don't veto it, as long as it, you know, doesn't break any sort of TOS and it's not something I'm truly uncomfortable with, as long as it's nothing to be vetoed, I would like post a thing on Twitter depending on whatever somebody redeems. Like someone redeems something, I'm a big stupid dumbass, I would go to Twitter and post that with no warning. It's not like I would say within parentheses, this was posted, or this was formulated by... Actually, the way I usually do it with, like, MS Paint channel points, or, I'm sorry, MS Paint masterpieces, is usually those are attributed. But with the Gracie questions, I don't attribute those unless she asks. So yeah, I'm still, like, kicking around, I'm still, like, cooking the idea in my mind. But some kind of thing where, yeah, people devise a stupid thing for me to post, and if I get the approval, I will post it. And it will start to turn my Twitter into a mix of going live posts and screenshots about the game I'm playing, and also nonsense sometimes. How is Alex in bed? On a scale of 1 to 10, how disappointing is Alex's penis? Sound like he's like him asking a question? Yeah, usually it's asking a question just because like the idea is to try to garner a response from her. Now granted, I realize that probably doesn't always work, and it's not always what people are gunning for, you know. That's not always like the most entertaining thing. But like Arctic is a good example. Arctic and Ogasso both do good examples of using that redemption to make some like funny stupid stuff happen, or at least make Gracie like question my sanity. Of course, a lot of the time she's already asleep by now. Like right now, she's almost assuredly asleep. So you would have to wait until the next day to get a response or get an answer. And sometimes she'll tell me like, I don't even know what to say to this. Like sometimes like, I wish I had like, there's been a lot of times where she would say, I love that you have that as a channel point redemption. But she was like, she sometimes feels bad because she doesn't have a witty response ready sometimes. Sometimes Elgaso or Arctic will hit you with something so weird and goofy. It's like, all my response can possibly be is what the fuck, man. Sometimes bewilderment is the only option. Also, I think I know what I gotta do. I think I gotta go back to the little water section. I think that's what is next for us. And, except I'm an idiot, I think I just saw the little water thing. Is it up here? It goes down. It go down. Here we go. Shit. No, I gotta go up one more. I've given up on yeah, Facebook too. I mean, the thing with Facebook is that like not a lot of people use it for sure. Now, granted, the number of people that use Twitter is also going down, but there's like it has still enough of a user base where some people will see it for sure. But yeah, really what I was saying about Twitter could also be copy and pasted towards Facebook, and it would also be very accurate. Oh, fucking hell, that happened earlier. Where I jumped in the water, but it didn't quite take. I didn't save before jumping in there, so goddamn it. Okay. I try again. My own worst enemy. Turn your Primordialis into a giant bomb and blew yourself up. Sounds like that's how it goes sometimes. It is this one. Here we go. The stuff that's funny enough. Well, that's the thing. Knowing when to when to reel it in, you know, when to rein it in. Like, what is something I'm comfortable posting? What is something that is like too much or too far? That's why I'm like still a little bit unsure about how exactly it would play out. Also, if I fall here again, I will die, and I don't want that because I don't have another extra life, unfortunately. I'll save this time. I have to just go slower. Just go up, jump in the water, and then it takes. Yeah, then it just kind of hit it slow a little bit. Slow and steady. Text gets turned into a JPEG. I mean, the reality is that, like, I have friends and family that follow me on Twitter, so, like, if I start spouting, like, stuff that's, like, not okay, or, like, you know, it gets ban-hammered by Twitter. Now, granted, this is Twitter we're talking about, and it's run by, you know, a fucking idiot, so they're not really moderating it at all. And again, they allow a lot of fucky shit to be on that platform. So I'm not so worried about posting something that's, like, you know, breaking some rules, but I am more worried about, like, and again, this is why I would moderate pretty heavily what is allowed, what I'm not okay with. I wouldn't want, yeah, things that would make, you know, friends or family that follow me to be uncomfortable. But again, I think I like to think I've got a decent compass, decent sense for, like, yeah, what is over the line. And I don't even mean TOS, just what I personally am comfortable with. Or others like within my circle that I care about would be comfortable with. Oh, what the fuck is this? You have a health bar? You have a health bar. Oh, that's scary. So the dragon key is not just a thing to open a cool door, it's a thing to spawn a big baddie. Except they cannot figure out how to get up through the frickin', oh wait, maybe through the water ball here. It's one of you guys, but you have a health bar this time. When you fought you guys previously, oh, there's still more of them. You had to guess how much health they had, so having a health bar is a nice feature. Wait, get the suck? He's getting sucked. Oh yeah, he's getting sucked real good. Costs 4 whirlwind juice. And again, we cannot resurrect those guys. Although I will try it. I will try it. Maybe it's different this game. No dice. I'm pressing the button. It doesn't go. Nor would I expect it to. The Sino-Soviet split. Yeah, that was one Ogasso I had never heard of. So both Greece and I had to look it up. I was like, man, I wish I had answers for this. I don't know, shit. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, not breaking TOS, exactly. I love her big rubber fist even more. I would consider posting that, Ogasso. That's the thing. I would consider it. I would consider it. But that's the thing. I guess that's what makes this one less fun. Because it's in front of anybody and everybody, and there's a chance that someone could see it that none of us want to see such things. And these things could come back to bite me, so we'd have to be, like, extra careful about what gets posted. And then it kind of ruins the fun, you know, if we're having to, like, really moderate what we're allowing. Like, the whole point is to be kind of freewheeling with it, obviously. Sheena, girl, you want to come up? Come up, Sheena? thinking about it. Yeah, so this is why, you know, without just going off my own and making a thing like this, you know, we kind of cook a little bit and we talk amongst ourselves and theorize a little bit. Yeah, Shani, you're a good kitty cat. Now, what's this gonna do after all this bluster leading us to the dragon's den? We pull the switch. I'm guessing something back in the main large area has now opened up. Probably just the end, like the path to the exit, I'm guessing. I mean, 3 keys is a pretty good and healthy number of keys for a level like this. Now, granted, there's enough slots for 6 keys, which is a little bit concerning, but I'm guessing that's for the last level. And this strikes me as the kind of game where they wouldn't hit you with, like, the full Monty like that until the very, very end. Probably. Hopefully. Mother-in-law follows you, yeah. Oh boy. Which can be fun, of course, but yeah. Also, yeah, talking about your wife's big rubber fist would maybe be a bit much. Maybe a little bit. Now, it opened this door. Oh. Okay, I see large. I should save. I see large open area. I'm a little bit fearful. A little bit afraid. Just cast a bunch of these. Even if it bounces back, it's still gonna hurt some bad guys, so I'm still okay with it. We have a lot of the little pea shooter fellas. Shooting a lot of piss. Shooting a lot of pee. Look at that, just fucking clearing their asses out. That's a very effective weapon. With that alt fire in particular, does really good crowd control and just general crowd clearing. Not perfect, especially with these fast boys. It's too fast. Gotta freeze their asses. Gotta freeze their asses. He's out. Oh, do you have that blunderbuss ability? Or weapon? Why did I say ability? You have that thing. The map scroll. Although we're nearing the end of the level, I'm not sure what the map scroll would really help with. Oh, but there's like a little hole in the ice. Not big enough for me to stick my dick in. That's not true. It's too big for me to stick my dick in. Yeah, this is a little bit faster. Guys are just annoying. So far away. Why don't you come closer and let me, like, tickle you a little bit with some fire? Not weird or anything. This guy gets it. Are you a bear or a wolf, like a werewolf? It's really hard to tell sometimes. They're old and conservative too? Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah, there's that aspect of it too. Something that I might think is hilarious. Others, that... I mean, it's probably fairly easy to guess what kinds of arguments I tend to lean more towards. Yeah, some certain kinds of things I might find is, like, kind of funny. Others might take a little bit, you know, in a different sense, unfortunately. So I try to be sensitive to that. Anyone else up jerking it in their local Denny's parking lot? And then the Denny's that I follow because it's the one closest to my house sees me post that and is like, do not let this man anywhere near the premises. Or the parking lot, for that matter. Or existence. Just execute him next time you see him. Pick him up back and get him with the Denny's branded gun that we keep in the safe. You're still up there. And you're gonna... I know how this works. You're gonna fucking tickle my ass. Unpleasurably. I think I got him. I did not get him. It's gonna tickle my booty when I least expect it. Now, maybe the win. Maybe this will work. I was gonna say that actually might work here. Yeah. Secret is revealed. Oh god. Oh god. Oh god. Oh jeez. Oh god. Oh, I'm dead. God damn it. That's a shame. It was right when I got in here too. After all that bullshit, I still got. Good heckin' lord. Look at all the frozen dudes in the background. All the frozen fellas. Let's see, a lot of those are going to reflect back. reflected all of them. Goddamn. Here come the werewolf bear things. Bearwolf. It bothers me how well they reflect their bullshit. My bullshit. Back at me. You guys are just too fast. He just ignores it. God damn it. Let's go for one of these. Heal. Ouch. Scoop up a bunch of this stuff. Give me some health as well. Those guys are mostly dead, which is good. This is what I should have done the first time. Make it much easier for myself. I hate to agree with Napoleon on this one. Napoleon's an odd case because I don't really know much about him. As far as like the history books go. All I know about Napoleon is he fucked up in Waterloo, and that he wasn't as short as people like say that he was. He was like a normal sized guy, but that his nickname as being like, well, like the short king or the short emperor, whatnot, was not to talk about his like diminutive size, but was because he like hung out with like just the normal people. Like he would like just hang out in the barracks with like soldiers. So it was like he was seen as like, you know, stepping down from the ivory tower to like be with the homies. So instead of being high and mighty, he was like short and like modest. That was like the definition by his nickname. Sources, you know, sources not cited, obviously. I read it somewhere, but I haven't had the wherewithal to, you know, verify this independently, obviously. Right, so I want to jump into that block of ice, but I don't want to get fucking... I don't want to get my entire penis removed surgically or otherwise. Non-surgically or surgically by those fellas. Those piranha fellas. We could just exit, but I want to get the secrets. I want to get the secrets, and I want to get the ammo and the fun things and kill the bad guys. Yeah, he was average height for the time, exactly, yeah. Like, not weird. Not weird at all. Yeah, maybe, yeah, not independently verified, but within the realm of possibility. Yeah, apparently it was like, I don't know what his nickname was, but it was something along those lines. Like the short emperor or the short ruler, something like that. So I'm going to save before I do this because I do not trust myself. I will get my entire butt munched. Unsexually. Well, maybe sexually, but unenjoyably. Rare, unenjoyable butt munching. Oh man, I can't even jump in there because they're just like there. It has to be hit scan. Nope, still got killed, yep. They're all so fast. Oh man, yeah, it's just such a small zone. There's just no way to use that ability without getting sucked in. It's such a small little area. Could try hand grenades. Evil staff would be too much as well. I think the answer is just the ice staff. It's just awkward. But yeah, that's the key here. Has like some splash damage. Like shooting fish in a ice barrel. Nailed it. Is that all of them? That's all of them. Alright, cool. Look how the ghost head ability looks. It looks so cool. Oh, apparently I'm full, though, on the evil staff. Well, goddamn, I gotta use this more often, then. I'm full on the evil staff, then that's not gonna fly. Gotta spam the shit all the time, then. I do kind of miss the cool scythe ability, scythe weapon that you got in Hands of Necromancy 1. But they just run through it, though. And summon a friend, but it's just a little fella. These guys aren't that powerful. But I guess that is a way to summon them, because you can't resurrect them. They don't leave a corpse behind. So after all that, that is it for this level. That is Le Dunzo. Just grab this and be on my merry little ass-scratching way. Of hidden knowledge. No boss battles yet. And also, we're still in the same episode. Although I would imagine we're probably clicking along, getting pretty close to the end of episode 1. Based on these things, how these things usually go. Typically go. Oh, look at this. This has some end of the episode energy for sure. I like this. I like this a lot. Now, unfortunately, I'm going to have to save here because it is getting pretty late. Normally, I'd be willing to go a little bit later, looking at the time, but it is getting pretty late and I have to get up for work more extra early because normally I go into the office on Thursdays, but this week